8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
About how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
It's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 154 of the Circle of the Debate. I'm Mike De Niro, Mr. No Roads Needed. But right now, this is not about me. This is a moment that I waited for a very long time. This is a moment that we all been waiting for a very long time, because we have something very special for you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, they said he was not coming back, but guess what? Your bullshit, TK. Your bullshit, Tony Khan. He is back. You know why? Because we got the devious one. We got the godfather of the Circle of Debate. We got the founding father of the Bloodline. Put your one up in the motherfucking air for the return of Ivan C.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. Gotta put that Tupac, of course. West Side, baby. That's right. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. The devious one, Ivan C, is here, back in action, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Man, I want to thank everybody before we begin the show. I want to thank everybody for wishing me a speedy recovery. And I am recovering, ladies and gentlemen. I am here recovering. And I'm still recovering, but I could not miss the show. I miss you, De Niro. I miss everyone here. Brother. Yes, that's right. Dom, thank you so much. The moment we've been waiting for. I am here, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. I am here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. And I'm a huge welcome back. Thank you so much, Dom. Appreciate you. Top Ropes coming up later on tonight here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Nick, of course, from the Ring Fanatics, thank you so much for tuning in as well. Thank you so much, Nick, and I appreciate everybody for all that video. Well, wishes recovery. Thank you all from the league. Appreciate you all so much for all of that, man. And yes, and I'm back in action, ladies. That's right. We are here. We're back. We're here. We're with De Niro, of course. We're killing it. We're gonna kill it tonight, baby. That is right. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. That is right.
Yes, sir.
Now, before we begin, of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin with anything else going on, do not forget to follow us, as you see right above. Follow us here at Circle Debate on YouTube, Twitter. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, along with the Bloodline Entertainment Network as well. If you're watching us on the Bloodline YouTube channel and Twitch, don't forget to listen to the Bloodline Entertainment Network also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And don't forget the Wrestling DeLorean podcast you can listen to exclusively on iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow iHeartRadio. Make sure you subscribe to the Wrestling DeLorean podcast, as De Niro is there live for you every Wednesday, Monday, Friday, almost every day there on iHeartRadio. So make sure you subscribe to iHeartRadio, subscribe to Wrestling DeLorean. You can follow him there. Mike De Niro always killing it there. I'm proud of you, brother, killing it there, man. I'm so happy for you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Don't forget as well, don't go to bloodlineentertainment.com for anything you guys like, for all your sports, for all professional wrestling, and a lot more there on the website. Make sure for MMA, everything overall, go to bloodlinenetwork.com to get everything there. And also you can find us there as well. So make sure you go there absolutely very well. And man, thank you for the intro. And there we have it. Oh, well, thank you so much. Yes. That's right. Don't miss it. Yes, that is right. You heard it right here from the Bloodline Entertainment Network right there. Oh, yes, we are live, baby. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Oh, I wish I could play that song, but I don't want to get back. He's back. Better than ever. Almost there. I'm at 100%. I'm almost there. I am almost there. That is right, man. We got an independent wrestling. Man, yes, we do. We do got an independent wrestling. That is absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's time to get into action, baby. Don't forget. Let's get into it now. We got a lot to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot. And let's do
I
it,
got
baby.
the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... I just got burgers.
Burgers, and of course, J-Man, what is going on, man? Appreciate you for tuning in as well, man. Thank you, brother. I know what a comeback for me, right? And yes, oh man, yeah, thank you so much. Kofi Weaston, Dirty Heels, baby. Don't forget to follow him and subscribe as well. Shout out to Kofi Weaston, of course, man. Appreciate you, brother. Oh man, and of course, Mr. Universal himself, Nick Dieterden, of course, from the Universal Entertainment Podcast. Thank you so much, brother. Good. Yes, I'm glad to be back live, baby. Not only just live, but live as well.
Yeah, we ain't just live, we live.
We live. And of course, don't forget also the Tim King Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Do not forget as well. There he is. Of course, Tim King. Thank you so much, Poppy. I am back. I appreciate you for that, man. All right. Before we get into any WWE, let's get into what happened 24 hours ago. That happened at Impact Wrestling. And that is, of course, against all odds. A lot of things that shocked me, and it shocked De Niro as well, and it shocked the world. Did not expect this at all. We have new champions, ladies and gentlemen, as we have a new X Division champion, Chris Sabin, defeating Trey Miguel, winning the X Division championship at Impact All Odds. And of course, the main event, as we got Alex Shelley becoming the Impact World Champion, defeating Steve Macklin, and now he is your Impact World Champion. Congratulations to both of these. Of course, Motor City Machine Guns killing it, man. I didn't expect this at all. This was a shocker to me. And congratulations to both of these guys. I mean, it's amazing, and I just did not expect it. Of course, we did see Deonna Purrazzo and Trinity Fatu. They teamed up. I forgot who they faced, but I just, didn't really watch too much of it back. It's too much professional wrestling to watch. I'm going to tell you that. But man, it was a great event so far. What I've read and what I've seen a little bit by far. Good to see OVE beat back as well. So a lot of things happen at Impact that is, mind you, Impact is underrated. I know there's a lot that we cover here at Circle Debate, but we're gonna try to cover Impact as much as we can. But there's a lot going on in Impact. But I want to just bring it up to De Niro was you're in shock of he's seen these Motor City Machine Guns, Gravity 2 titles, and now that we know by far. As of right now, we know that Alex Shelley will be defending the World Championship against Nick Aldis at Slammiversary. I don't know if he's going to rematch against Trey Miguel. We don't know as of yet, but we know once we get to that area, once we get there, we will talk about it more. But I want to get your thoughts, De Niro. Give us your take, your thoughts overall. Motor City Machine Gun. Boys, are you shocked? And was this a good idea? I mean, you break it down for us, bro. You tell us, man.
Yeah, first of all, Alex Shelley winning the world title is really, really awesome for me because I've been a big fan of TNA for many, many years, since like 2002 when it started, right? So Alex Shelley's one of those original wrestlers who was always up there in the ranks, always put on entertaining matches, was one of the pioneers of the X Division. When the Motor City Machine Guns started, it was such an awesome tag team that I fell in love with. I always say they were the Young Bucks before the Young Bucks. The Motor City Machine Guns were one of the best tag teams in the world. And then, Chris Sabin had his opportunity with the world champion, but Alex Shelley never got to reach that point. So for Chris Sabin to now be X Division champion, I believe for like either like 8th or 9th time, and then Alex Shelley to finally win the big one and become the world champion, it was a special moment for me. I like it. I think that was unpredictable. I feel like everybody went into the show thinking that Steve Macklin was just going to have another victory going into Slammiversary. You know what I mean? Right. But here we had the big shocking thing, and it makes Impact Wrestling must watch. But just the fan in me, the fan who was watching TNA from back in the day, I had to mark out. I love this moment. I thought that was a great moment. It was unpredictable, and it couldn't happen to a better guy who has been busting his ass for this business, not just in TNA, but for this business for many, many years, and never was a world champion. Now he finally is a world champion.
Absolutely, yes. So there's J-Man saying, so surprised me. Yeah, I think all of us are. Just 54 days. That's absolutely correct, J-Man. Just going out. Shout out to Faction Pass guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, my brother. Appreciate you. And Domus of course saying, I was extremely shocked, wanted to be mad, but I love these guys. Congratulations to Shelly and Hale, Sabin as well. I mean, I agree. I didn't expect this, to be honest. And especially with Macklin's title reign to end that quickly. I still question, why would they take that away? Maybe his title run was not as best as people thought would be. I think it was a good move for Macklin to win, to be the world champion. Very underrated. Doesn't get the credit that he does deserve, and I feel that he should have had the title reign a little bit longer than what I would have thought he would have it long. But it's understanding, I guess, that what they're doing. I just still gotta pay attention more to Impact, like how we mentioned. We still gotta pay attention to it more and see what the plans are. And I like the Trinity and Deanna, how they so far they're gonna meet up at Slammiversary. That's gonna be a good matchup to see. It's too soon for Trinity. A lot of people are questioning that it is too soon for her to get this title shot because she doesn't have full single matches as of yet. I mean, I get that, but I mean, we need to give a new challenge to Deanna Purrazzo, and I think Trinity is the greatest challenge for her, and that's going to be incredible. I can't wait till we get there, till we even get the predictions for Impact's Slammiversary. Nick Aldis, on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, I get it. Former NWA World Champion, the longest reigning World NWA Champion of all time. Now him challenging for the Impact World title. I would have loved to see him and Steve Macklin, but this is interesting to see because you still have someone who is pretty much from day one of Impact of Alex Shelley. And it kind of makes sense in a way, but I still feel like Macklin should have been the guy defending that title against Nick Aldis. But I mean, we'll just have to wait to see how this turns out to be. And De Niro and I and everybody else will be keeping an eye on Impact and to see what's going to happen and how this story is going to develop, especially with OVE coming back, reuniting. What to see how's that going to develop? Against Violent by Design or Violent or however they call it now. I'm telling you, I'm ready to get it back in action, ladies and gentlemen. So give me some time, but let's see what Faction got to say. A lot of people are now watching because it makes sense. I'd agree with that. That makes sense. I don't know if you agree with that, De Niro. I mean, does it make sense for the people, like the audience now to pay attention more to Impact because of Trinity? Do you agree with that?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like people have been watching Impact, like they still have the same amount of fans that have been watching, and they've been slowly growing and growing and growing for like the last couple of years to get back to where they were. But I don't think that and this is no disrespect to Trinity because I think the world of Trinity, but I don't think her joining has really made them much more visible to fans. I feel like they still need to be on a better channel. They still need to put their shows in bigger arenas because they have the talent, but I don't think that's all based off of Trinity joining.
Yeah, let's see what Nick got to say here. Love the decision. Macklin was great in and out of the ring. I don't think we're used to the short title rings. That's where the shock factor. Yeah, absolutely. I think I agree with you, Nick. I think that's what got us all. The short title ring for Macklin was just shocked us, So I mean,
and that's why I said I mentioned that. That's why it was everything is must watch because you never know when they're gonna pull the trigger on a title reign or on taking the title off somebody. We all knew, we all thought we knew that going into Slammiversary was going to be Macklin versus Aldis. And look at it, just like on a flip on a dime, they let you know, like, look, you cannot miss these specials that we put on Fridays because you don't know what's going to happen. So now you got to tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you with that. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how this is going to turn out to be. I'm excited for it. And we'll be paying attention to Impact. That's for sure. We will. All right, now it's time to get into the action. Let me see. Where the hell is it now? I have to look for it. Jesus Christ, I have so much stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. I just got to, get everything ready here. So, man, it's just been a while since we've done this. Well, for me. Actually, it's been a week? 2 weeks? 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks for me. That's right. But we're going to talk about it because we didn't, obviously, because I was off because of my accident last week. But I just want to get this out of the way very quick. We don't have to go through details too much. But let's get over it with Night of Champions before getting to Raw and SmackDown. Of course, Night of Champions for me was actually not a bad event. It was actually great. Great to see the crowd interacting for Sami Zayn, especially the returning of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens into Jada. So, I mean, it was good to see them over there. Did not expect Zoe Stark with Trish now, the alignment. Did not expect that at all. Now we got that alignment. And you called it the Nero. You called it a while back before this. Seth Rollins is now the new world champion. And you called this on the line. You called it right on point, my brother. I appreciate you for that. The other expectation we did not expect, of course, Asuka be defeating Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. And Gunther and Mustafa Ali, good matchup, but sorry, Mustafa. Come on, it's Gunther. And congratulations to Gunther now going over now I believe almost 1,000, right? 365, I believe it was. I think that he has. Congratulations to him. Of course, the Usos costing your tribal chief and Solo Sikoa their tag team championships against Sami and Kevin Owens. And I'm not surprised. I don't know what's going on here with Cody Rhodes, man. I don't know, but we'll get into that when we talk about Raw and SmackDown. But Brock Lesnar defeating Cody Rhodes, man, and of course, Rhea Ripley retaining. We already know that. That's nothing new, of course. But bring it on, De Niro. Give us your thought overall of Night of Champions. I know we did that opportunity chance because we were off, but break it down, brother. Preach it. It's all yours.
I thought it was an amazing show. Personally, I thought it was the best show of the weekend. Really, really fun show. Started out hot with Sami Zayn. Well, no, with Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. I was a little surprised that matchup went on first, but I thought it was a really good matchup. Both those guys killed it. The right guy went over. Both deserved it, but Seth Rollins definitely deserves a long-term title run. And so far, I'm not gonna go too much into Raw, but so far he's been doing well with that title too for the past 2 weeks. Really good show. Trish Stratus fucking killed it. You wouldn't think that Trish Stratus was, retired for so long and then came back. Trish Stratus is doing great in the ring. I thought her matchup with Becky Lynch was a lot of fun. Gunther is a fucking killer. I love it. He's destroying everybody, and it looks like there's no end in sight with his Intercontinental title run. The matchup between Brock Lesnar and Cody, I thought that the right thing happened. You had to have Cody lose, and I feel like this way you could break him down, and you're gonna have him build himself back up. But that matchup was probably the weaker match of the night. Main event though. Well, first of all, the two women's matches. First you had the match between Natalya and Rhea Ripley, which was really a nothing matchup. But that matchup between Bianca and Asuka was phenomenal. Asuka winning was a shock to me. I thought Bianca was going to retain. I thought that matchup really delivered and killed it. And the main event, the matchup between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa was awesome. That crowd, that atmosphere was insane. For Sami Zayn to get the reaction that he did was really special, especially with him being from Syrian descent and then being in Saudi Arabia. Not to play politics, but there's a lot of heat between Saudi Arabia and Syria. So for that to happen was really, really cool to see. But the ending with Jimmy Uso and the whole story that they're going with now with the Usos versus Solo and Roman, I love it, man. We're 3.5 years in, and the Bloodline storyline just keeps on evolving and evolving and evolving. It's not even getting dull. It's must watch. It's the greatest story in wrestling, and they keep on adding new twists and turns that make me excited. So I thought it was an amazing show that ended with an awesome cliffhanger.
Absolutely. Good call on that, my brother. Absolutely. And I mean, man, might as well let's get into the action with Raw and SmackDown, baby. Now it's time we get into this. Now we can talk about it, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk about Raw and SmackDown. What happened, of course, we saw the aftermath, and new women's tag team champions. Of course, Ronda Rousey, of course, Shayna Baszler, and now we saw the great main event, and everybody's been giving him a great shout out. And Damian Priest against Seth Rollins, which was a great main event for Raw. And speaking of Raw, make sure you check out on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Check out Raw Dogging with De Niro right there every Monday. The last 30 minutes of Raw, as De Niro killed it. Explaining the last 30 minutes of Raw, and the main event was awesome. And he broke it down. He said Raw was great, and that's why we're going to talk about with him here, and also with SmackDown as well. a lot of things have been happening. Of course, Paul Heyman telling, Jimmy Uso, hey, you're going to be the next tribal chief. We just need you to win the U.S. title against, Austin Theory. Of course, that didn't happen. And, of course, we did see the aftermath of what happened there. And, of course, Jimmy returning because of the attack of, what's their name? Pretty, whatever the hell their name is.
Deadly, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, attacking Jimmy Uso. And then, of course, Solo coming out. We saw that. We saw Asuka, being introduced a new women's championship. Of course, the return of Charlotte Flair. She did not want it to be in line to be the next, getting the title shot for it. And then also the feud coming up for AJ Styles, Killer Cross. I did not expect that. And I mean, I think you called it dinner a while back. I think we got to go back to the history and look at that. I think you did kind of call that a while back. But man, and then with Cody, I mean, we see Cody, everybody's talking about it. It's going to happen. We're going to have the rematch again for him and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. It's going to eventually happen. I don't know if it's going to happen in Money in the Bank. Maybe Cody Rhodes defeats Brock Lesnar this time at SummerSlam. We don't know as of yet. But I just question Cody's booking. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's cool. I know we talked about it a while back about his booking. But I still want to bring it up, and I want to get your 100% thoughts. And not only that, but also with SmackDown, now we're going to have the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, of course, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. They'll be defending their title versus title, the combination, of course, the combined titles versus Ronda and Shayna. I'm excited for that, to be honest. This is now a great challenge for Ronda and for Shayna Baszler for that, because Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, they're underrated. They don't get credit where they get credit. So I'm excited for that. And, of course, we did get, women now making it, advancing, of course, Io Sky, and of course we got Bailey making it. Of course, Mia Yim didn't make it. Shotzi did not make it, of course. And then also we did get, of course, Jimmy telling Paul Heyman, hey, so that means if I'm in, you're out the Bloodline, right? I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on with this, man. So break it down on both. Break it down for Raw and SmackDown. Give us your take overall, and also about Cody's booking. And what are you excited so far right now? What's going on in WWE?
Yeah, I mean, Raw was a phenomenal show this past Monday. I loved Raw. The matchup between Gunther and Kevin Owens was an absolute banger. Phenomenal matchup. The match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet was a lot of fun. And then that main event with Damian Priest and Seth Rollins was an awesome main event. Damian Priest definitely stepping up to the plate and showing that he can hang in the main event with the world champion. And I said it on Monday. I'll say it here. I think that Damian Priest I think on Monday I said in a year's time, I would even say, yeah. I mean, I'll stick to that. In a year's time, Damian Priest could be a future world champion. He's shown that he could be in that top echelon of the WWE. But Raw was a great show. SmackDown was fun too. I like that SmackDown had, it wasn't just Jimmy and Jay teaming up against Roman and Solo. I like now, they're planting the seed of doubt with Jay. Is Jay going to turn his back on Jimmy? Is Jay going to let greed and power get to his head if he becomes the new tribal chief? I love how they continue to give you those twists and turns and those little things that make you want to keep on tuning in. Right. As for Cody's booking, I feel like Cody is, getting a little stale, right? I feel like the booking of Cody is getting a little stale, and this is the problem we had in AEW, because if you remember when in AEW, everybody loved Cody. Cody was the guy. And he was cutting those emotional promos, and people were all behind it. And if you remember, I think going into Full Gear 2019, when Cody was going after Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho was the champion, and Cody, if he loses, he'll never win the title or never go for the title again. He was cutting promos, and people were really getting behind him. And then it was like, all right, cool. But then he would try to continue that style and the same promos and not switch it up. And that's when people were like, all right, this is getting boring. I called it before WrestleMania. I said that if Cody Rhodes did not win that title at WrestleMania, then I don't know how long you could keep Cody a babyface. Right. Cody Rhodes is going to continue to cut these. I'm doing it for my father. I'm doing it for America, and I will not quit, and I will not fail, and all that. The same shit that got John Cena booed out the fucking building, right? Same shit that got Roman Reigns booed out the fucking building. I think that it's only a matter of time before people are like, all right, Cody, show us something different. You know what I mean? Cody Rhodes coming out. So what do you want to talk about? Well, you talk about the same shit weekly. So I don't know what we're talking about here. Like, we need something different. So I love Cody Rhodes. I just think that we need a little more edge. You know what I mean? We need a little bit more edge to him. Show us some killer instinct. So if he does face Brock Lesnar in a trilogy here, if he does face him for a third matchup and we get the rubber match between Brock and Cody, Cody's going to have to bring the heat. We want to see a side of Cody that we didn't see before, and we need to see some ruthless aggression out of Cody Rhodes.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
Ruthless aggression.
That's right. The ruthless aggression of Cody Rhodes we need to see. And you're calling, hey, man, good fucking point, brother. They're absolutely right. You are on point with that.
Thank you.
Man. Yeah, I feel the same. I do. I don't know what is exactly their plans here, man. I don't know what is the intentions with Cody Rhodes, unless this is Cody's decision of getting booked this way. That's where I kind of question as well, because I don't know if, I know where Paul's heading to with this. I know where he's going with this in some type of way. I could see that he's trying to build Cody at his best. But this is too long. I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it too, brother. If it's going the same route how you mentioned, man, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on because Cody's going to be going down a little bit. So I don't know about that. I don't know. We just have to wait and see. And let's see what everybody got to say here on the chat. Let's see what Cody Rhodes is the politician. He is the politician faction, guys. I think Cody Rhodes' promos from day one have been heel tendencies. That could be so. I mean, that could be so. Nick, a good call. Cody Rhodes 2024. You're calling it right now. Oh, yeah. What is going on, Dylan? What's going on? Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you for welcoming back. Thank you so much, brother. We have to wait and see, bro. I don't know what's going on with this. It's interesting to see all of this, how this is happening right now with WWE. I mean, with the Bloodline especially, I'm very intrigued to see how the breakup's going to happen. Are they going to bring in new members? I don't know how they're going to do that. Are we going to see, like, I saw somebody on social media posting the Civil War type of, like, banner, like Jim Uso versus, Roman Reigns. I don't know if we're going to see all that. I don't know. And I'm excited more for AJ and Killer Cross. Finally we get Killer Cross doing something. So I know now with AJ, that's going to be interesting to see. And also,
AJ's going to bring the best out of that boy. So,
oh yeah, I totally agree with you, bro. He's gonna bring the hell out of that man, and I'm excited to see how is he gonna do that. That I am excited, and then also Scarlett Bordet, Mia Yim, we might see that. So I'm actually pretty stoked for that. Gunther and Kevin Owens, a great matchup on Raw. That was great. I don't know what's gonna. I mean, we saw what happened on SmackDown. All the tag teams, whoever gets the winner gets a shot of Owens and Sami. We'll see. I like how they're building the tag team division at least. That's good. Good for everybody there. What's going on? Charlotte, Asuka. I hope Asuka wins. I just want to say that right now. I hope Asuka wins, I just don't want to see Charlotte as champion anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to see it. Charlotte fans, sorry. I just can't. I can't deal with it. I need Charlotte. I get her ass in the Money Bank, but we'll talk about the Money in the Bank right now. Who's in it, and who needs to be in it, and who should win. But man, it's good to see at least Mia Yim getting more booked. Good to see Shotzi getting booked more. I'm really happy for them. Zoe Stark as well. The alignment with Trish, and it's interesting to see that. I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out to be. So definitely excited to see how that's going to turn out to be. But man, there you go. So I mean, we'll keep an eye on Raw and SmackDown for you guys. Don't forget, every Monday on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Follow this man right here. Follow the Bloodline Entertainment Network for Raw Dogging with Nero every Monday. He's going to be killing the last 30 minutes, so he's going to bring us in for what's coming up this Monday Night Raw. So make sure you tune in for that. All right, now we get into it. Now we got to get talking to Money in the Bank. This is the competitors that we have. Let me see before we even start to see what Nick got to say. AJ brought the best out of Omos. No doubt he'll bring Steve Feud. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Nick. I totally agree with you. Now we got to get into it here. So this is what we have so far on the men's side, and then we have the women's side. So we do have so far on the men's side, we have Shinsuke, of course, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Butch, and of course, LA Knight, baby, my man right there. And the men's side, Money in the Bank, a ladder match. Women's side, Becky Lynch, Bailey, who just made it yesterday, Io Sky, who made it yesterday too. Zelina Vega made it last Friday. Zoe started making it on Raw. So I don't know how many more we need to add on this. Are they going to add one more? Or are they going to add two more?
I believe they're doing 6, right? They usually do 6.
6, right? So they're going to have one more than is left, right? So
Yeah.
next week, okay. So who would you add on the men and women's side, and who do you think should win? This is the biggest question for you, De Niro. So break it down. The floor is yours, my brother.
The men's side, I would like to see Damian Priest, because I think after his performance on Raw, I believe that he deserves another opportunity. I think that Damian Priest and Matt Riddle has a qualifying match on Raw this Monday. So out of those two, definitely going with Damian Priest. As for the competitors that are in this matchup so far, this matchup is going to be awesome for the men's side because you have a lot of talent in there. I really like that they got Santos Escobar in there. I really like that LA Knight is in there, and I like that Butch got his little shine too. You know, I didn't think that they're going to do that, but I like that Butch is getting his shine. As for the winner, I think that as much as I just said, you know, I think we fucking sound hypocritical. I just said Damian Priest, but if it comes down to even Damian Priest in this matchup, I think that the winner has to be LA Knight. LA Knight has so much potential to be one of the biggest stars in the WWE. He has so much charisma, such a great talent, but it's like, when are they going to pull the trigger on LA Knight? He's been a megastar everywhere he's been, right? So give this man a chance. Let him roll with the Money in the Bank. He would be perfect for Money in the Bank. See? Trey Sims, thanks for being here. I agree with you. LA Knight for Money in the Bank. As for the women, another competitor, it's interesting. I think that it would be interesting if you got I don't know, like, you have a lot of good talent in there. I don't know who would you put as the 5th person. As for the winner, though, I think that I'm already going with someone that's already in the matchup. I think it would be awesome if Io Sky wins that Money in the Bank and then ends up becoming the world champion. Io Sky versus Asuka, just booked that match already, man. Like, I want that match, one-on-one, world title, put that shit in the stadium or whatever. They're going to kill it. So Io Sky becomes Money in the Bank, put her against Asuka.
Let's see what faction low.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I don't say that. What? Logan Paul is the last person in the men's side? Wait a minute.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
If WWE pulls some bullshit like that, that would be like what they did last year with Austin Theory joining the last minute and then winning it. So I would not like that at all.
Faction, love you, man, but unfortunately, I agree with De Niro on this one because I do not want Logan Paul in that last one. They're gonna be in London. Who else could you add? I mean, I don't know about Logan Paul, to be honest with you. I don't know.
See, he's lucky this isn't the Conan show. We would have suspended him.
I know, right? Imagine that.
Suspended for a week.
Oh, Jesus. So on the women's side, okay, look, let me go with the men's side. I'm with you. LA Knight should win. LA Knight, I think, is the man. I think him holding it for a long time until when the time is right for him to cash it in will be fantastic. And I think he will do great. Remember, I'm pretty sure the numbers too, but look, LA Knight is underrated as fuck. Nobody, like, if you go back and look at his before he came to, back to WWE, the man has done fantastically a great job outside of WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Does not get the credit where credit deserves. He is the greatest heel of all time. He could be a face if he wants to be, but man, this man is a killer, man. I like it. I like Santos getting the opportunity. Great job from LWO. At least it's not putting Rey Mysterio involved. He's at least putting over the talent. Santos, I'm very happy for him. Shinsuke, I'm happy. Ricochet, I'm happy. Butch, Pete Dunne, happy for him. Who should be the last guy in this one? Good question on that. I think on this one, like I said, I mean, Damian Priest could be the guy. Maybe so. How you mentioned, maybe he could be the guy. I think him. I think he could be. I don't see Finn Balor. I don't think he should be. Not from especially the injury that happened to Mania for him. I think Damian should pick. If they put Dom on this shit, I will fucking lose my mind if they fucking put Dom Mysterio on this shit. I will lose my mind. I hope they don't do it, but I'm afraid they're going to do that. I hope not. And then we do have, on the women's side, I got a bad feeling. I just got a bad feeling. Something tells me, De Niro, and I'm going to say it.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I probably had to say this, but I think they're going to add Charlotte into this, man.
That's why I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say that.
I had to say it. She's going to lose to Asuka. She has to lose. There's no fucking way they fucking give Charlotte the title already. If they do that, shame of you. And I know it's you, Vince McMahon. You're bullshit, Vince. I know it's you. You're bullshit, Vince. I know it's you because knowing your ass, you're telling Paula Beck, hey, pal, we need to book Charlotte to get as a champion. She's a great champion. I already know you are, Vince. That's bullshit. Don't do it, Vince. Don't fucking do it. I know you're going to do it. But I hope not. I just hope not. I hope Selena wins. You know what? I want Selena to win. She's going to be the one. Mind you, her career right now has really been more hyped up than ever before. I mean, I know disrespect to Vega like that, but she has hype ever since now, becoming a face, joining LWO, the alignment with her, and of course, Santos Escobar and everybody else has been fantastic and has been, and then look how it was in her hometown. You know, great moment for her. Right now, she's getting that moment. I wish she could win. But then again, I don't mind Zoe Stark either. But is it too soon for Zoe Stark? There's a lot of things. There's so much questioning. But I got a bad feeling in there. They're going to fucking add Charlotte Flair to this, man. I just have a
I
bad
hope not,
feeling.
bro.
I know. I don't want it either, man. But
the briefcase is money, I got to say.
I know.
That's his bail money.
Let's see. Charlotte's a legend. Winning titles. That's a debate right there.
Ready for another week.
We can talk about that. Hey, you know what? That's a good topic.
She is a legend, and I think that she's always been a good champion. But at a certain point, the shit just gets boring. Like, come on, she's what? If she wins another one, she's 15 times champion. Yeah,
that's the thing. It gets boring.
Give us some time, bro.
Yeah, you gotta give it some time for her, man. It's just like Jesus.
Like what in April? Like she was just champion in April. We have to fucking go back, and they have so much talent. This is not the days of when they didn't have as much talent as they do now. There is so much talent on that women's roster. The best women's division right now is in WWE, bar none. And you won't keep on going to the well and giving it to Charlotte? Come on.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I wouldn't. There's no reason to. You need to hype up these new talents. You have to look. I know people are going to say it's the same for Asuka. Look at her. But here's the difference, though. We haven't seen the heel Asuka this side, and this is what I like to see from her. I love that heel. Heck, I don't even mind her if she joins with a line or something with Io Sky. I don't give a damn. I don't mind that. And why the hell not? We want to see Asuka his heelish side of Asuka, and I like it. And for Zoe, I don't mind her even getting a title shot either. I think like I said, I've been a big fan of Zoe Stark before she even joined NXT and all that because, I follow her career outside of that. And, and she is another underrated star, does not get credit at all. Let's see, either Io Sky or Vega. I'm likewise too. I don't mind Io Sky either winning. I don't mind that. I mean, Selena Vega, I don't mind either. I mean, but something tells me we're gonna see Charlotte get involved in this one. Something tells me that she is not gonna be going anywhere. She's gonna be losing the title shot against Asuka. She's gonna be in this, or De Niro. What about we see Bianca Belair joining this one?
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that a lot better. If you had to tell me choose between Bianca and Charlotte,
I know, right?
I'm up in the ponytail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we just have to wait and see. I mean, how's that going to turn out to be? And I don't know. That's going to be very, very, very Very tough. I don't know yet, man. It's really really tough here. Um, man, money in the bank, man. I mean, what else are you expecting for money in the bank? What other feuds are you expecting? I mean, what are your what are your thoughts? You know, we're still obviously we got like a couple more minutes before we got Matt Callis and of course the director joining us in the few for Dynamite, of course, and for Double or Nothing because we will be covering Double or Nothing because, like I said, we haven't had the opportunity. But we're gonna just give our thoughts overall once they come in a few minutes, like 6 minutes. But so far, we're gonna kill 6 minutes here before they come in. But yeah, go ahead and break it down. I mean, what are your thoughts, my brother?
I think that for Money in the Bank, see, Money in the Bank is always that weird show where it's a big show on the pay-per-view calendar for WWE, but also is right before SummerSlam. So you don't have too many big name matches. I feel like for some of the big matches, like Roman Reigns and Solo versus the Usos, you probably wait till SummerSlam. You don't pull the trigger and put that on Money in the Bank. Even though Money in the Bank, if I'm not mistaken, Money in the Bank is going to be in England, right?
Yeah,
the O2 Arena. So international crowd, you want to bring out the big guns. I feel like we'll definitely be getting Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor after we saw the ending of what happened on Raw. With Finn Balor trying to interfere after Damian Priest told him not to, and I could see that happening. I don't think we see Roman Reigns on the show, unfortunately, because like I said, you save him for SummerSlam.
yeah.
Unless you do Roman versus Jimmy on this show, and then Roman and Solo versus Jimmy and Jay at SummerSlam. And I don't think you see Cody versus Brock on this show. I think you wait for SummerSlam as well. So that's why it's a little weird because it's a big show and it's always been on the calendar for a big show for WWE. And it's one of those shows that you look forward to, Money in the Bank. But being that it's right before SummerSlam, they hold off a little bit on the big marquee matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It's just a tough call on this one, how they're going to do it. And I hope it'd be good. I just hope it'd be a great Money in the Bank. We'll do our predictions, soon enough once we get to that point. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it, honestly, really for LA Knight. I'm glad he's getting his opportunity where he deserves because we haven't seen much of LA Knight being in events like that. And I hope that this man does win the Money in the Bank. I don't mind him winning. I really want him to win. I know I'm going to get shitted on it, but I do not want Ricochet. I don't think
I'm going to shit on you for that. Who's looking at this match and says Ricochet better win this? Fuck out of here. I like Ricochet, but Ricochet's just there to pull out some cool spots, and that's it.
I just hope not. I just hope that like I said, I just hope they do not make that decision. The booking Ricochet to come in, hell no. They better not do it. Oh, no. They better not do it. Don't do it, damn it. I hope not, because I don't want to see that. I don't think you want to see that, De Niro. I don't want to see that either. The hell with that. I don't want to see it. So, man, let's see. Before we even get into, because we still have to wait for the other guys coming in, but
I got a question real quick.
Go for it.
What do you think about the booking of Shinsuke Nakamura? Because I think since going to Raw, Shinsuke has been being built back up as a star. He's looking a lot more like the old King of Strong style and less of the artist on SmackDown.
How can I say about it? What can I say? I don't know. Right now, I'm not really much interested. It sucks. I know. I love Shinsuke, but I want him to be more aggressive. I need that man to be. Don't get me wrong; it was a good matchup. Him and Ricochet. And then, of course, we did get Bronson Reed, interfering. Maybe Bronson Reed could be the guy. Maybe the last guy here, which he should be. Maybe.
Bronson Reed. I feel like at first when he came back to WWE, I was so excited, right, to see what he could do.
Yeah,
and I still am. Like, he didn't do nothing wrong. Like, I liked his little mini feud with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
So that was dope, but I feel like Bronson Reed had unfinished business in New Japan. Like, I would have liked to see him finish out some of his the the way he was heading in New Japan was going to be special. I feel like he was going to be the next Vader, the next Bam Bam Bigelow, top Gaijin, a kaiju. But instead, now he's back to just being another guy in the WWE. So I hope that, they are promoting him well. I feel like, his matches with Shinsuke were great. I feel like his feud with his feud with Bobby Lashley was good. But Bronson could be a top heel, easily a top heel or a monster. I just hope that they go that route.
Let's hope so.
Like the big boys.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I hope they do, and I hope they go towards that direction. We just have to wait and see how they're gonna book them. I'm just like, I just hope they book these guys right. Let's hope so. We just have to wait and see how this turns out to be. That is for sure. So I mean, I'm excited for them. Hopefully, we get some excitement for them, and which we'll have to wait to see the next couple of weeks here, and especially don't forget, check out Raw Down every Monday night with De Niro, because he's going to be bringing that action to you guys the last 30 minutes for sure. And we're just waiting for the others to come in a few minutes, which they should be coming in a few minutes now. We're just waiting for them to come on in so we can start it off here and get the road going with these guys. So, yes, sir. But
I want to take a quick opportunity to thank everybody who tuned in this past Monday to Raw Dogging with De Niro, making it the highest viewed episode of Raw Dogging with De Niro in our very short history. But thank you very much for everybody who tuned in. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully y'all come back on Monday this week for the main event, whatever the main event will be. But definitely, I think that, I wanted to take that opportunity to thank everybody because, the numbers went up exponentially. Like, it went from 50 viewers to all of a sudden I had 150 viewers. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, man. You
liking it.
Yeah, you killed it, man. You killed it. Absolutely. Definitely
appreciate that. Yeah, let me talk to my gamers out there for a quick moment.
Go for it.
Yeah, people in the chat. You know what I mean? Let me talk to you guys. You guys are gaming. Are you guys excited or not for AEW Fight Forever? I know you guys, there's a lot of bullshit out there about, WWE 2K has better graphics than AEW. Guess what? AEW already announced that this is supposed to be an homage to classic arcade wrestling games. So for the fact that they're not worried about the graphics, they're more worried about the gameplay. I'm excited about that, but people should not be comparing WWE 2K to AEW Fight Forever because it's two different styles, it's two different engines, it's two different games, right? But are you excited? I know I am. I pre-ordered that shit. I can't wait for the 29th, you know what I mean? I have to fucking go to work, but when I come home, I'm going to fucking throw on the PS5 and I'm fucking playing Fight Forever. I might grab a second controller, give it to my fiance and fight her in a barbed wire exploding, death match. Who knows? It's going to be awesome, but I'm excited for Fight Forever. Are you guys excited for Fight Forever? Are you excited for Fight Forever, Ivan?
I'm excited for it. I want to see how they're going to do it, even though I'm much of a gamer, but we just have to wait and see and how that's going to turn out to be. So I'm kind of, we'll see what happens. We'll see how that turns out to be. And yeah, let's see what's going on. And speaking of seeing what's going on, he is here, ladies and gentlemen. What's
up, guys?
Oh.
I love your Sting shirt. Jeez, I know I probably would want to get my hands on it.
Appreciate it, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is here. This will hand of podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Callis, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Oh, and he brought curveball today, baby.
I brought the curveball just in case.
Absolutely. Oh man,
there's almost too many things happening. I really wouldn't be surprised if BTS and The Rock show up on both Raw and Dynamite in 1 week on the same show on both shows.
Yeah, I'm ready for you. Let's go.
Yeah, whenever, but not quite yet. Not just yet. But you got
not just yet. Not just yet. That's right. We're just waiting for the director. He'll be joining us in a few minutes, of course. But man, Matt Callis. I mean, have you been paying attention to WWE? Or have you been watching what they've been doing less of late?
The most probably thing that I have on my watch list is I need to watch Killer Cross versus Nakamura. That's probably, or Karrion Cross versus Nakamura. That's probably one of the favorite things I've seen them do in recent months. Because I really don't know. It's anybody's guess how much the old man is doing things. You know, it's like, is he doing this? Is he doing that? Is he responsible for this? Is it Hunter? Is it the old man? You know, so unless we have somebody backstage, you know, I mean, they could have official statements or have said a few things, but we really don't know unless we're there. You don't know, man. You've never been there.
Hey, Matt, are you a gamer?
Oh, big time. Well, this I know about. You guys were talking about Fight Forever. I've played WCW, the WCW versus NWO for N64. I had a custom character and I gave him the Four Horsemen theme, but he was like 7 foot tall and he could do the frog splash and the shooting star press, and he could do the scorpion deathlock. He was a pretty cool character.
Well, it's funny that you brought that game up. The same engine, the Aki team that worked on WCW versus NWO Fight Forever, NWO versus NWO, well, WCW versus NWO Revenge. I'll get it. Right? The same team that worked on that also worked on Fight Forever. So it's a homage to those classic games like No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. What was the other one that they had? Because WCW had 2 games by Aki. They had,
was it Revenge or was it World Tour?
World Tour. So they had the World Tour and Revenge. They were both also by Aki. So that same Aki team teamed up with Ukes and with THQ Nordic, and they worked on Fight Forever. So that's why I'm really excited, because growing up, those N64 wrestling games were the shit. So if they bring that same energy with this game, I'm excited.
I think those two, that game is going to be on my list of when I finally get the ball rolling on my Twitch channel. When I start playing games on Twitch, that's going to be one of them. I know it's going to change the culture around like video games once that one comes out, because number one, it's a new game. Number two, people from like this, some millennials, and then are going to go into a Gen Z dominated space that is Twitch, and they're going to kind of flood in there with Fight Forever, and then there's going to be a lot of Gen Z people playing Fight Forever, you know, getting into that as well. So it's going to be a big cultural change with Fight Forever. Kind of unrelated. You asked me if I'm a gamer. It's unrelated to wrestling, but I'm just going to mention it anyway because I want to give this game publicity. It's called Tempest Rising, and it's basically from the makers of Red Alert 2, and Command and Conquer, and Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. And it's like it was the Pepsi to StarCraft's Coca-Cola, basically.
I remember Command and Conquer when I was younger. I used to love that game.
So there's a new one coming out.
There's a new one? I remember I had the one with what's his name, with Ric Flair. You remember Ric Flair was on the he was like commander during the cutscenes or whatever. Yeah,
Ric Flair's in Command and Conquer 3, Red Alert 3. Ric Flair's he's like a general. He's like, woo, we're sending in the troops. Woo.
Yeah, he was still in character. He was dressed in like some blue camo, right?
Yeah,
blue camo, and he was like, it's time to show them what America could do. Woo!
And Jenny McCarthy was like, he was commanding Jenny McCarthy. It was the most insane thing. And what's his name? Mr. Sulu. What's his name from Hikaru Sulu from Star Trek? He was like the Emperor of Japan, and Tim Curry was the leader of Russia. It was insane. Yeah. So the new one's called Tempest Rising, and it's set to come out sometime this year. You know, I know I'm gonna be playing a lot of that. That game. They haven't even released the sea units or the helicopters or the jets yet, but it's gonna be a good one.
Now, yeah, I definitely have to check that out. And you should live stream that on Gaming with the Bloodline on Twitch.
I will. I love that the Bloodline also has anime. I sent them a message about it. I gotta catch up on some new anime because they're mainly covering new anime.
Really? Oh yeah, they are, huh? They are covering new. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, you see, I've been out of commission, ladies and gentlemen. Give me some time. I just really coming back in action. So, jeez, give me a break, at least a little break. We're waiting for the director. He'll be joining us. And shout out to the Clarkson Wrestling Podcast. Appreciate you, my tribal chief. That's right. I am back. Yes, absolutely. And also, besides Circle Debate YouTube, you can also find a contact on the Bloodline Entertainment Network as well. Subscribe to the Bloodline Entertainment Network as well. Absolutely. So, I mean, man, I was just waiting for the director to join us in a few minutes. He's still, obviously having a little. Let's see. Let me see where the hell he's at. I need to ask him, where are you, director? Because we got to start it off. So we got to start this off. It's about that time. So, I mean, before we get into Dynamite, we are going to get into, of course, because since we were off last weekend because of my situation, but now we're here. We're just gonna do like overall towards it. Once the director joins us, we'll do overall, and then I'll obviously put everything up here. We're just gonna do the whole overall of what happened, of pretty much what happened on Double or Nothing, because we didn't have the opportunity to talk about it. We're gonna talk about it here once we get the director coming in. But I just want to get everybody, obviously everybody's take, so far of it. So I'm set up the background for that Double or Nothing. That's right. And there you go, Matt, as you talked about it right there for gaming. For more gaming content, visit twitch.tv/Bloodline ENT4.
You guys are this isn't a curveball. This is a direct challenge. Are you guys ready for a deadly challenge right now?
Let's go.
So everybody at the Bloodline Entertainment Network, everybody who games on Twitch, I challenge you to a one-on-one skirmish match on Tempest Rising once it's released.
Really?
That sounds fun.
Every single one of you one-on-one. I'm down to we could line up whatever date, but I'm down one-on-one skirmish on LAN, on multiplayer. You too, Dinero. You're not.
Hey,
We'll go one-on-one.
Eddie, he is here, ladies and gentlemen.
That took forever. Holy shit. Anyway, what up?
Welcome, Chris.
He is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I wouldn't be
real quick,
real.
I just want to say, Matt, challenge accepted. Chris, what's up, brother?
Let's play for the
Don't
director.
challenge me to anything. I'll lose whatever it is.
That is right. What
That
is the
song is
purpose?
so obscene. That's not safe for work content, Ivan.
Sorry.
Well, we are rated TVMA, so
That's true. That is an ECW video for sure.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now we're the directors here, ladies and gentlemen. Director. Yeah.
Oh shit! Double or Nothing recap. We had it in like 2 weeks.
So good. That's right. We got everybody here in action.
Oh,
I had to go ahead and
so
move
the
everybody.
challenge was like, I'm just challenging everybody to a one-on-one match on an RTS game because I know you're Twitch.
Yeah, I hate those. I would lose.
There we go. That's what I wanted to do. All right, but yeah, remember we were off, of course, because of my situation. But we're gonna do it very quick overall. Before we get into Dynamite, we just want to get it out of the way, of course. Give our, of course, thoughts of not Dynamite, but Double or Nothing, because we haven't done that. And now we're gonna have an opportunity.
2,000 hours since this, so let's see if our reviews are fresh.
Yeah. Well, you guys are gonna start off. I'll give mine very quick. Just get it the hell out of the way. I'm just gonna say it. What am I gonna give this out of 10? I'm gonna be straight honest. I give this a 5.5, 6.
You give it a 5? Okay.
I know I'm gonna get shitted on. I'll be like, what? I should. Look, I am a big AEW fan. However, was this event was like, oh my god, it's a shit? Not necessarily. I don't feel it wasn't as much. I mean, there were certain matches that I was impressed with, of course, Chris Sandler. That shocked the shit out of me. Did not expect that at all. Her to defeat Jade Cargill after Jade Cargill defeated Tyler Valkyrie. Did not expect that. Did not expect Karen Jarrett to hit very roughly with the damn fucking guitar. Did not expect that at all. And also, I mean, Jericho and Adam Cole match was not what everybody expected. Everybody actually gave that a match a 5 or below. Even Meltzer. What, Meltzer? You did that? I shocked me. But that's Uncle Meltzer for you. Hey, Meltzer, you might lose your little BFFs there on AEW. So you better be careful how you do the matches for them, buddy. And of course, Wardlow and Christian. Wardlow really, you did the Jeff Hardy bomb, whatever the hell, up the ladder, of course. And of course, MJF was going to win. We expected that. Great, and that was surprising. Is that I didn't expect it to be the main event because I knew they were going to put Bullet Club. Come on, you have the BC, you have the EVP, you have Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. You think they're not going to put themselves in the main event? They did that, and against Combat Bullet Club, Combat Bullet Club, and of course, them with the win, with the upset. Even though the director called it, he said he might just join, Combat Book Club, Combat Club, but he did his own. He brought in Tonosuke Takeshita. He brought him in attacking Kenny Omega. I can't wait to hear what the director got to say about that. I cannot wait to hear everybody overall, but did not expect that at all. But other than that, like I said, I don't. And then of course FTR retaining against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Of course, the Battle Royale, all of that, everything. Like I said, it wasn't too exciting for me. I don't know why. I hate to say that, but it wasn't for me. I want to hear what everybody had to say. So we start off with De Niro. Then I'll go with the rest of the year. De Niro, go ahead. Overall, Double or Nothing, baby.
Finally here to talk about AEW. Had to turn the hat over, to show that I actually support AEW. So, when people say I'm a AEW hater, that's bullshit. Look at this.
I've never heard anyone. Do people say that about you?
On DeLorean, they're like, "Oh, you're always hating on AEW." I'm like,
I've never heard you
love
hate.
AEW.
I've never heard you hate on it.
Yeah, I don't know, because I am critical of some things. It's not, doesn't mean I hate it. I actually watch it a lot more than WWE. But I think the show was a 2-match show. I think the show was kind of boring and just missable until the last 2 matches where it really picked it up. I was a huge fan of that 4-way. The main event was awesome, but that 4-way with MJF, Jungle Boy, Darby, and Sammy, they all killed it. That was a matchup that delivered, but I don't think that they were going to put that in the main event just because of the lack of star power in that matchup. So I understand why they went with the Anarchy in the Arena matchup as the main event, but those 2 matches were freaking phenomenal. I think that was the
I'm very uncomfortable with how close Cesaro is to me or Moxley. He's weird how close that is.
You touching Moxley. I got, who's this? Wardlow's foot in mine.
Yeah, Wardlow's right there.
But definitely, I think it's a 2-match show. I think that everything else was either okay to average, but those last 2 matches definitely delivered. And I think that, that made the show go up in my end, because before those 2 matches, I was like, this is pretty boring. But I really did enjoy that 4-way for the world title. I enjoyed the Anarchy in the Arena.
Okay. All right. Matt Callis, go ahead.
It's rather than downing the show, I'd say this is more like a halfway point. If anything, this would be like a go home Dynamite, but a longer go home.
I like that. Good point of it. Yeah. Good call.
If you took 2 go home episodes of Dynamite together in one, then this is what it would be. Just maybe a 4-hour or 3-hour go home Dynamite, rather than a pay-per-view, because this is still, it doesn't feel like these stories are complete. These are just setting up for other things. It's okay, I'll watch the next thing. This isn't the conclude. WrestleMania most of the time and Revolution, they're usually the conclusions of a lot of storylines. AEW Revolution, there was Moxley and Jericho, and that was the conclusion. This isn't a conclusion. This is, I know they usually start some new stuff at the conclusion of it, but this is still just the beginning, because we didn't really see, there are some title changes, but they're not it doesn't feel like the beginning of a new era. Tony Storm's getting the title, that doesn't feel like the start of a new era or anything like that, or it doesn't feel because we've seen enough of these people. Chris, by the way, everybody needs to know now that Chris's new nickname is Nostradamus.
What? Why?
Because he predicted this.
Horrible, man.
You know what he did? He did predict this.
He did.
The Blackpool Combat Club component of it, I guess, you could still turn heel and not join up, you not be 100% aligned. And I'm glad that they're doing their own thing. I guess it's really their time to shine. Oh, the best thing of all, to catch the gang some microphone time. And, maybe we'll see some new gear, some new music. I don't know. Maybe he could get like, it would be cool if he got like a Dern Gray song or something like that as his theme.
I understood that. Or Catonic.
Yeah, Tonic, Dern Gray. If it like Takeshita could get that, and that would be pretty sick. That would be pretty. Maybe they could bring in like Mr. Fuji or something. That would also be insane. You know,
Didn't he pass away?
Oh, I don't know. What do you call it? What was it? The whenever the Saudi Arabians want a wrestler, is like, yeah, it's over 130 years ago. Also, they're not alive anymore.
Yeah, like that's when. Remember that when they brought in like that sumo wrestler because the Saudi prince wanted Yokozuna.
Oh, yeah. He didn't know. He didn't know.
They're using a lot of they
casual.
use that Simpsons meme, like these players aren't alive anymore, Mr. Burns. Blast. Who are the popular ones nowadays?
All right, director. Best for last, baby. Give us your breakdown.
AKA Nostradamus.
Yeah.
Nostradamus. Yeah, he is Nostradamus, a professional wrestler, man. This guy always gets it right. I don't know the fuck this.
Did I have any opinions about Statlander coming back and winning the title? Did I predict her doing that?
Nostradamus.
I think you did. I think you did.
I don't know if I predicted it or if I just expressed that
You're saving it for her. You predicted it perfectly, though.
Yeah. Which
Nostradamus.
I have mixed feelings about it because she is not a part-timer by choice. She's a part-timer by injury. So let's see how long she can stay out of the medical facilities, you know? And it was a protected win. You know, it's a one with an asterisk essentially because she had just had a match with Tay Valkyrie that she had won, and then, you know, Mark Sterling made the open challenge. She accepted it as well, but she was already a little beat up, so that there's your little asterisk. But you did move the belt to someone else, which I think is okay. I'm very cool with that, and I love Chris Statlander. I just hope she stays healthy. I'm starting to feel like this TBS title is the real women's heavyweight title.
Ooh.
And maybe it's because of, I mean, no shame in this. These are healthier sized women competing for it. Obviously, Taya's a heavyweight fighter. You know, Jade, Chris Statlander, they're all pushing 5'7", and I'll leave it at that. But it feels like the heavyweight title, and I don't mean that literally as in their weight. I mean that as in it feels like where the big girls go to play, and I mean that by like the strong women, not the big, but the strong women. It's just it's just still at the 1 hour mark on Dynamite, and that's okay. But I have no reason to think that title is not prestige right now, and I'm cool to see I want to see what Statlander does with it, how long she keeps it, and if they get like a full fresh, you know, camp in for Jade Cargill in the rematch. I know there's no immediate rematch clauses, but you know, she beat Anna Jay, so it's not technically an immediate rematch. That is my opinion on that. Let's see what else mattered to talk about. The Jericho thing, that was weird. I didn't know that Sabu was going to be the referee for some reason. I thought maybe he was just going to like help Adam Cole or be his tag partner in case the Jazz came in, but I guess he was the referee and he got taken out like before the match even started. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was such a weird. They said he was the special enforcer, and then he was like out of the matchup within like the first like 5 minutes.
Like before he even started, and it ended in referee stoppage in a TKO finish, which it was just weird because the crowd wasn't really into the sequence leading up to the finish. It was just very much like Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar, where Cole was just punching him over and over again, and the crowd was kind of like, it was like that. You got to have the Simpsons gif where it's like, stop killing him, he's already dead. It was like that, and the crowd was just like, you could tell the crowd was just like, all right, we get it, it's over, stop it, and then they stopped it.
There's another meme where it's like Tony Khan has his Undisputed Era action figures. I'm like, it's all complete. Yes, Sabu, my favorite Undisputed Era member. It's like, but no, he's the fourth member.
Yeah.
FDR versus Jay. Yeah, I'm glad FDR won that. Ladder match. The Christian Cage thing is cool. I mean, it's not cool. It's weird that it's not Luchasaurus, who I think is probably going to be next in line for that belt. And then, we have no idea what's going on in that storyline anyways. I don't know what relationship Cage and Lucha have. Like, does he just pay him extra money? Does he give him extra, like, dinosaur treats under the table? Like, why did he even turn on Jungle Boy? What was the whole point of that if he's not getting title shots, So, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, another protected loss for a champion. Obviously, Hayter got beat up before the match. She went in and she got squashed, which protects her because she technically didn't really lose from a fresh start. So I get that. And what I believe this is doing is giving Hayter her yes moment at Wembley. I think this was done just to make her win at Wembley even more important because a defense there doesn't get the same pop as a title win. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they're doing. And I don't know if they're talking about this yet, but we're definitely going to get it Saraya versus Britt Baker at Wembley as well. That should be the match, and Saraya should go over at that as well. Trios match.
Saraya versus Shida.
Yeah, Trios match was cool. Talked about the Jade Cargill match. Main event was fucking 7 stars. Absolutely. As clever of a match as you could have with 4 of the best that AEW's young talent had to offer. I loved everything about it. No one can ever say MJF can't wrestle. The character just doesn't wrestle until it matters, but when it does matter, he does pull out all the stops. And watching this match proves it. I loved the finish because it was super clever. He technically didn't cheat because I don't think he's the one that brought the belt into the ring. Jungle Boy did. And then the belt got used against Jungle Boy. Right, we got to time that perfectly. He threw that belt on Jungle Boy when Darby hit the coffin drop. And then he finished him with the headlock takeover. I fucking love it. That story's over. None of these guys deserve a title shot for like another 2 years. It was the perfect ending. And like I said, this was just to satiate these 3 young contenders. Instead of dragging it out, let's all give them a title shot all at once and then not again for a very long time. And they just got it out of the way. So you cannot say, oh, they never give the young talent title shots. Well, they did all in one match. But yeah, super clever. I'm okay with MGF winning that. And that was not the main event, which is I kind of think it should have been. It's just weird. I don't think that the belt should never not be main event. It doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't think that's respectful at all. And I think the Anarchy in the arena match was okay. It was fine. It went on. How long was it? Like fucking 35 minutes? It went on for a while, and it was just like endless violence on top of violence. It wasn't clever. Nothing about Blackpool is clever. It wasn't like the Stadium Stampede matches where like you're seeing cool shit or funny shit or innovative shit. Mm-hmm. You're just seeing gory shit. And I need to have some like, it needs to be smart for me now. Because I'm kind of over like the CCW kind of wrestling, which Moxley is trying to get back to.
Right.
ECW was clever. CCW to me was not. And this was more just blood for the sake of blood, not a lot of storytelling. And that is my opinion. I give it a 6.2 at the highest.
Okay. All right. Let me hear the director here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I love that. Hell yeah.
I'm an AEW bootlicker, so like, which proves that like you don't just have to have the brand name for it to be a great event. You can disappoint or not be the best of the best within a brand that I adore. So
absolutely, I know.
Yeah, they're saving everything for All In and Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that pretty soon, but we're gonna get into obviously because it's at that time. You know what time it is, baby. It's about that time. So you know what? I'm gonna play it right now. Come on, where are you? Let's do it, baby.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader.
Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, that happened. What is it? It wasn't 96 hours ago. So wait, how many hours ago? It's happened what? Today's Saturday. Yeah, how many hours ago?
A lot of hours.
A lot of hours, right? I mean, 72 hours ago, I was going to say. Actually, yeah, it was 72 hours ago. I think it was. Yeah, 72 hours. Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're back to talk about some Dynamite. We're going to recap it, of course, here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to start it off with, of course, the opening matchup. And that is, of course, yours truly, the International Championship on the line. Orange Cassidy defending the International Championship versus Swerve Strickland. So go ahead. I'll take it to you, De Niro. Break it down. What are your thoughts?
This matchup was better than anything that was not the main event in Double or Nothing. This was a great matchup. I really enjoyed this match, and I really think that, I don't know, like, I'm a big OC fan. I like Orange Cassidy a lot, and I think that he's been killing it this title reign. Like, this is the best title reign right now in AEW. Like, he's 22-0 since being champion, and he's defending it on a weekly basis, which is awesome to see. But I feel like if there was ever a time for the title to be taken off of him, I think Swerve would have been a great champion. I think Swerve could have been a guy that could, run with that title. But I'm not mad that Swerve lost. This was a really good matchup. I loved it.
Really, really. I'll go right away. I mean, it was a good opening matchup. Man, I could tell you that there was a lot of things that that Swerve did a lot to Orange, that he took a lot of heavy, like, drops, like, especially from outside the ring. Did not expect that. Jesus, Orange almost got hurt in those matches. But, Swerve really brought a lot towards Orange. And it's good to see. I could tell for sure Tony Khan is a big fan of Orange Cassidy. He's booking this man like crazy, especially what happened at Double Nothing, that 25 Battle Royal, and for that international title, of course, he retained. And this matchup. And, of course, we did see the return of Sting and Darby Allin, of course, after the whatever the hell this group called, the Swerve and what's his face, everybody else come in.
Embassy, yeah.
No, the Embassy? Isn't
no,
it?
It's the Embassy Moguls or some shit.
There you go, Embassy on Mogul, yeah. There you go.
Embassy Moguls, or is it something else Moguls?
The Mogul Embassy or some shit.
There it is.
Something like that.
That's such a terrible name.
That makes it. I don't know who came up with that name.
You're trying to be Death Row Records. Sounds like a gangster rap label.
But it was a good opening matchup for Orange, and good to see now Sting and Darby. I don't know what's that intentions. I don't know what we're gonna get, but I got a feeling. But I'm gonna let the director probably say that. But I just got a feeling. But I know I'm gonna say director for last because I want to hear what he thoughts. But of course, Mr. Matt Callis, give us your takes about this opening matchup for this International Championship. Matt Callis, take it away. Floor is yours in this one.
No, I didn't really catch this match overall, but I gotta say Swerve Strickland definitely is a contender for this title. I think he's had so many close calls. He's had the tag titles already, but I think he definitely deserves, a singles championship. I mean, I guess this wasn't the time or the place, but he should get a shot eventually, though, because he's had so many good moments. I don't think he's one of those people who's like, oh, doesn't need a title. I'd want him to have one. So eventually, though, I know these two could kill it anytime. So that's my whole about this match.
Okay, director.
Yeah, the match itself was fantastic. This was a pinnacle. AEW starts off with great wrestling immediately, and Orange Cassidy is on a terror. I love it. I love that he's wrestling and still incorporating the Orange character. He's still doing the hands in the pockets. He's still doing the laissez-faire kind of blasé when it matters. And Swerve is definitely title material eventually, and he may beat him for the title. I would like it to be without fuckery. I would like it to not have, the Mobile Embassy interfere, which they didn't interfere in this match, and I think until after the match. It was a clean win, and then the Sting thing with Darby, that lasted a little too long. That made me think that that's going to be the turn. The turn might be Darby and Sting on Orange in a 6-man versus the Mogul.
There you go. There you go. That's what I want to say.
It just went on for too long. It was just I think the camera even cut away and then cut back. And then Sting would walk behind him. I'm like, oh, here it comes. Oh, here it comes. Oh, here it comes. So here it comes. I think that might be the time. I've been calling for a Sting heel turn, first in his career ever. And you would get maximum heat off a top babyface like Orange. So this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, damn, a heel Sting. Whoa, a heel Sting influencing a heel Darby. That would be sick. I like that.
It would be bad news, and I would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sting would be like the let the intrusive thoughts win to Darby. How Darby's always like battling his inner demons. Sting would be like, let them play, or whatever the ICP says.
Oh man, see, I told you he was going to call it. I knew it.
It's the feeling. I'm on a roll, man. I'm gonna keep the streak alive.
That's why I haven't said shit, because I'd rather you best for last, baby, because you've always been on point with a lot of shit. That's what people are like.
I've been calling for a Sting heel turn since he debuted, and this might be it.
Hey, this may be it. This is maybe it. Man, if Chris gets it right, I'm gonna be like, man. I have to do this for Tribal Chief. I have to.
Get this guy out of here. You better watch this guy. You better watch it. I don't know about this guy.
Solo
You gotta
talking.
watch this. You gotta watch this guy. You gotta watch this guy. You gotta watch the director, what he's been saying.
Yeah, Darby versus Orange Cassidy never happened. I think that match would be fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I totally agree, fellas. I totally agree. Next matchup, I don't want to get into the damn promo shit, all that bullshit, because we're gonna get into a lot more with Collision after Dynamite. Because I want to get your thoughts, everything with that. But let's get into the next matchup, of course. BCC Combat Club, baby, of course, versus Chaos, best friends, of course, Matt's favorite people, of course, Chuck Taylor, of course, what's his face, and Rocky Romero versus Claudio, Wheeler, and Moxley. So I'll give my takes right away. Man, good to see Rocky Romero back in AEW. Sorry, Rock. I mean, it was solid. It was a good beginning matchup. Everything was okay. But of course, we did expect Combat Club, of course, to dominate. Of course, I didn't expect anything else. I love Bryan Danielson in the commentating. I like that. I just love how Bryan Danielson is in the commentating and how he's so serious about it. And we'll get into, if we have opportunity, of the matches what are announced so far, but we'll get there for Forbidden Door. But we'll soon get there about predictions. But we're not going to talk about it yet. But man, so far, good matchup here. And of course, Backwell Combat Club, of course, with victory. You already know. You know how they roll. I just liked it overall, how these 6 men really beat the shit out of each other. Good to see Rocky again back. Enjoyed it. But of course, it's BCC right now. They're the dominant ones right now in AEW against the 6 men. Could we see either one of these individuals challenging House of Black maybe soon? We don't know. I don't know, but I'm going, like I said, I'm the same director because he's always been how Matt Callis calls it, Nostradamus of professional wrestling, calling everything. But man, De Niro, break it down, brother. What were your thoughts of this matchup?
I thought this matchup was good, but I feel like if you're going to continue to build the Blackpool Combat Club up and having them beat the Elite at Double or Nothing and if you think about it, they beat the Elite at Double or Nothing, and then a couple nights later they beat Lucha Bros and Bandito, and then they come into this matchup, and I feel like the best friends and Rocky Romero got a lot of offense in, and it just seemed like maybe they shouldn't have went that way. Maybe they should have just, I don't want to say squashed, but dominated the best friends and Rocky. I don't know. I just was a little confused why Rocky was taking it to Moxley, and Moxley was like just setting up. It was weird. I don't know if they were dealing with jet lag because they had a long trip from Japan. I know that was mentioned. Yeah. But there was a couple parts of that matchup where Moxley looked like he missed his spot, or like he was like in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it was just a weird matchup for me. If it was me, I think that the Blackpool should just, ran through these boys and kept on their dominance all the way into Forbidden Door. But never going to be mad at seeing Rocky in AEW. I've always been a fan of Rocky Romero. Forever hooligans, forever.
All right. Matt Callis.
I like the Roppongi 3K theme more than the Roppongi Vice theme. I miss the old Roppongi 3K, but they're not together anymore. And overall, yeah, I love seeing Rocky Romero anytime I can see him again. And I think it was kind of just some good favor to Rocky Romero, letting him get a little bit more offense. But I guess this is more leading up to I guess this is just one of those matches leading up to the whole Danielson Okada match that's already been, announced. I don't know, well, Ivan, that wasn't a surprise. Everybody knows at this point.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm not gonna deny that. So you're absolutely right on that, Matt Callis.
I mean, there's some other Chaos members that I'd want to see them face. There's a lot of people from Chaos, and who knows, like you could even see former Chaos members getting involved in this. So it goes on and on.
Okay. Director, break it down, my brother.
Is there technically a trios division with a roster and rankings, or is it just any three people you can get at any three time? Because there seems to not be really any stable, pun intended, trios teams besides Blackpool, and that's it. Like best friends have like the Freebird rule. It's like any three can challenge for any 2 belts or 3 belts at a time. Same with Blackpool. Although it seems like Daniel Bryanson doesn't really participate a lot in like the taggy matches. He's kind of like the solo guy, and then the combination of the other 3 are trios or tags. And yeah, there was some offense from Chaos Best Friends, enough to not squash them out, but there was that double KO finish where they were both hitting I don't know what those are called, the yes elbows. Was that this match where they both got like TKO'd at the same time?
Is it? That's a good question.
I believe so. Yeah. You had Moxley with the Bulldog choke, and I think Yuta was doing the yes elbows.
The elbows, yeah, and then he kept doing the elbows afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. Like, why do people cheer them? Are they supposed to? They're the bad guys who just are like just bullies who are ridiculous. And I don't get they'll just beat you up to beat you up, and then okay, that's it. Cool. Love Bryan Danielson, but I'm not getting the point yet. Like, they're just tough guys. They're just like the 4 horsemen's on like violent pills or something. I don't know what else to describe. I'm not getting the end game here. They're just trying to like make everybody quit AEW. Like, they're not going after really titles or anything. They're just there to be violent. And okay, I guess that's the story.
That's all right. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question, though, Director. I mean, I don't know if there is rankings for those 3. That's a very good question. But according to Faction Cast here,
this right here. I mean, okay, that's according to House of Black. It's any 3 people, not just any team can challenge anytime, but any 3. Which, okay, that's kind of cool because then they don't know. Like, that's like a open challenge on top of an open challenge where you don't not only know what team but which version of those 3. So that's kind of fun.
No, absolutely. Speaking of fun, which I didn't expect this, and this happened right out, of course, the segment, and we got the segment, and it was a great segment, of course. Adam Cole, baby, right here, baby. MJF, their segment. MJF, of course, coming out, Adam Cole, and then this kind of remind me of, I think someone called it out on social media. I don't know, maybe they're correct. I don't know, maybe correct me wrong, but it's almost similar to how the Adam Cole and Killer Cross and NXT promo kind of was similar towards it. But on the other hand, I hate to say it, but I think Adam Cole won this promo against MJF. Like, I feel that way. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. The way how I saw it, but good for MJF's promos as well. But I think Adam Cole won this promo, and now we will talk about next week's Dynamite booking, how that's going to be. But there's already an announcement. I guess Tony Khan already announcement that we're going to have, Adam Cole versus MJF for the TBS. For the AEW World Championship, already booked for next Wednesday. So I guess that's going to happen. We'll see how that turns out to be. But, shout out to Colorado. It was a little quiet, but, then later on kind of picked up a little bit, little by little, but it was enjoyable, I could say. But I did not expect this. I really did not. So, I mean, man, I'll take it to you, De Niro. What are your thoughts of this segment? And is this the right time for Adam Cole to challenge MJF? Or even for MJF himself, too? Take it away.
Yeah, I definitely think it is. I mean, this is a big match for MJF in his title reign. I mean, if you think about some of the names he already beat Moxley. He beat Bryan Danielson. He beat Darby, Jungle Boy, and Sammy. He beat Ricky Starks. So why not give it to Adam Cole? Adam Cole's a huge name in the company and someone who's going to match him not only in the ring but on the mic, as we saw on Wednesday. Adam Cole's performance on the mic has always been stellar. And like you said, this was like a callback to the NXT promo between Cole and Karrion Kross. They were trying to put elements of that, like with MJF directly quoting what Adam Cole said to Karrion Kross in that promo, like, oh, to make me feel special, they just ring the bell, right? So I like that they're playing on that. But I agree with you. Adam Cole did get the better of him, especially with that. We could go to the back and take a piss test and mine will come back clean. Like, that was a great line. I really do like this. I don't know if you say you want to talk about what's going to happen next week. I wouldn't have this matchup next week. I would wait until a pay-per-view. I would not have the eliminator match or whatever match where if Adam Cole wins, he gets a title shot. Why see this matchup twice when you could build up to a bigger matchup at the pay-per-view?
That's fucking bullshit.
Bullshit, Tony Khan. You're bullshit for you're doing this already too early. You should have been a main event, maybe like Grand Slam, whatever the fuck. But you're bullshit, Tony Khan. You're bullshit. But of course, the Invisible Hannah podcast and talking here. Matt Cat is freaking out, brother.
You know, it's very like reminiscent of another feud that we weren't able to see because of multiple circumstances. Because I'm not gonna say who it is yet. I'm gonna let you guys guess who I'm talking about because they've compared Adam Cole to Jay White, and then MJF style. Yeah, in the past, some people have like, oh, this Jay White and Adam Cole, like leather jacket, beard, long hair, like that kind of thing. And they're both club members and rivals and da. And MJF, he has a very similar like wear, like the suit, the tie, the shirt, the vest, and the scarf. There was a wrestler, you know, we're not going to see too much of him anymore due to, you know, Marty Scurll had that kind of look to his outfit. He had the scarf, he had the umbrella, he had the suit and vest. So I'd say the Jay White Marty Scurll feud that we almost got but didn't get. This is kind of going to be AEW's version of that. You know, instead of Jay White versus MJF, we're seeing Adam Cole MJF. So I'm going to enjoy this, but I'm not going to like if they cut it off too early. It's just going to be like they're just going to start it and end it. This is going to be like a fling. I'm going to make a lot of like relationship analogies here tonight because I see another match that shouldn't be happening, and I see a match that I want more of. Like, this is a couple that should stay together, and then there's another couple that should stay apart.
Interesting. I like that.
I want to see more from this. I want this to last longer.
Okay.
Then, like, I hope Tony doesn't end this too soon.
We'll see what happens, my brother. All right, Nostradamus. the director.
This makes sense. This makes sense because MJF is cleared the division. Essentially, he's taken out CM Punk twice, took out Daniel Bryan, took out the Pillars, and all that's left really in the heavyweight, or I guess what is it called, World Heavyweight Championship? That he hasn't wrestled yet is Adam Cole, baby. Makes sense for both of them. MJF hasn't fought Jericho, but Jericho just lost to Adam Cole. So if we're using MMA logic, that makes plenty of sense for me. I think the title match is already booked, right? It's booked for All or Nothing. I saw a flyer for it.
For what? For
this match. This match has already got a date.
Yeah, for next Wednesday.
Yeah, next week.
Next week.
Oh, that's an actual title match on TV?
Yeah. On Dynamite.
Cool.
On Dynamite.
Awesome. So what's going to happen there is probably like, I don't know if it's going to be a clean ending. I feel like that's probably going to have an interference or something where MJF can extend his defense to a pay-per-view match with Adam Cole and still win somehow. I feel like that would be really quick if they just end the feud a week after it started. They're both great on the mic. I think the duel went 50-50 as far as the mic goes, just because MJF is that good. And the points that he makes them, kayfabe, he makes them to be shot down by the babyface. So he makes really good points from a bad guy's point of view that leave space for the good guy to counter those points. And that is good marketing for a heel champion. And Adam Cole walked right into it and laid him out verbally, but that was the plan. It was perfect. I would like this to go more than a week. Hopefully it does. So I'm predicting that, there's a DQ, which means that MJF retains. Adam Cole says, how about at this blah, 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 at the next pay-per-view, cage match, dog collar match, whatever the fuck match.
This matchup needs next week? They need Sabu as the special enforcer.
Yeah, and he'll be taken out backstage.
Chris, I'll say to you, I got a really good analogy because kind of how you described how the heel like leaves room for the babyface to respond. I'll say this is kind of like how a screenwriter, leaves space in a script for a director to put in his directions. Like, because you don't really write into a script crane shot or angry or, maybe it'll be exterior, blah, blah, blah. But this like MJF's almost like thinking like a director in a way. Like, I'll leave room for or screenwriter. I'll leave room for the other person who's creating the story with me to create. I'll leave room for them to create on the page of the script. I'm not, if I'm too specific about certain things or I'm too thorough, there's not going to be enough room for them to create. So right. I like.
Okay. I mean, good call though. I'm not gonna say there's good points to everybody. I mean, I have to wait to see how they're gonna book this shit, to be honest, and how something tells me someone's gonna interfere in this fucking matchup and cause Adam Cole to end call. I think Jericho's gonna be interfered. That feud is gonna continue. I think that feud is gonna continue. That's not over. I don't think Jericho is gonna give up that easily for that just to end the way how it ended at Double or Nothing. And I think even though we saw the week after that, we did see Jericho and Saraya versus Adam Cole and Britt Baker, but that was like whatever. Of course, Jericho walked out like, what the fuck? And now it's not over. I don't think this is going to be over between Adam Cole and Jericho. I think it's going to continue, and Jericho's going to cost Adam Cole this matchup next Wednesday. I have a feeling that's going to happen. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I feel that could be the case, that we might get that. I think we're going to get that, and the feud is going to continue between them two. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you guys feel the same. All right.
AEW loves their never-ending feuds, so I can see that happen.
Yeah, totally. All right. Now we're going to get into the TBS Championship before I get into the other tag team matchup, of course. I mean, another tag match. Let's get into it. That is right. Chris Statlander defending the TBS Championship versus Anna Jay. And I want to call something out right quick. I'm going to take this clip for everybody to see because I'm going to do it. Who did Anna Jay come out with? Who accompanied her? Matt
Menard. Not Angela Parker.
Patty Magic.
not Ass Slappy Angela Parker.
No Angela Parker, all right?
No Ass Slappy Parker.
Hey, you know what? I know that, hey, Jungle Boy, I know you watch your show because I guarantee you fucking.
He lives a block away from me. You know this for a fact.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah.
I
know they watch the show. I'm pretty sure Angela was like, fuck, they rat me out. Or Angela Parker was
he
like,
got caught. He got Twitter caught.
He got caught, baby. By us. We called it out, baby. Angela, you should have kept your hands to yourself, buddy, because now you can't accompany her anymore. Now you have Menard doing it, accompany her out instead of you, Angela Parker, because of us. You're welcome, Jungle Boy. You're welcome. If you live by the director, go thank him.
Ivan, I'm still thinking back to like when Anna Jay posted on Twitter and like, I love coffee, and then Colt Cabana's like, is that what we're calling him now?
Right? That's for real. Right? Forgot about that shit. Oh my god. Good matchup for Anna Jay and for Chris Statlander as well. Congratulations to her once again, which I forgot to say, for her win. Did not expect her to win. Good return for her. Jade Cargill. I think this is Jade Cargill's opportunity now to go after the Women's Championship. Our director mentioned it earlier. I think this is now her chance to go after the AEW World title. Maybe we could see that. I don't see her maybe get a rematch for this. Who knows? We don't know. But this was a good matchup between Statlander and Statlander. She's looking great. Good to see her back. And I'm hoping she stays healthy and be healthy and becoming the TBS champion for quite some time. But, man, go ahead, director. I'm going to take it to you, director, and I'll pass it to everybody else because I want to hear your thoughts on this. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, decent enough match. It was just getting a defense out of the way for Chris Statlander against a very game and always improving Anna Jay. Yeah, I like the match. There really wasn't anything to complain about. It was short and sweet, and it put Chris Statlander on TV at, I believe, like exactly the 1 hour mark, which is where this title is probably going to stay. I would love to see it somehow main event a pay-per-view someday, but I don't think they're ever going to do that. But I'm more interested in this title than the other one right now because the other one has so many moving parts. And, you know, fuckery afoot, and like there's like two factions and the lines are kind of blurry. Where this one is just, it's Chris Statlander one-on-one versus Anna Jay, and both, I say, pillars of the women's division.
I like that. Matt Callis.
I'd say that their history goes back a really long way. I still think back of like when they were on the same side, when it was like that, her helping out Tay Conti and Anna against, you know, I forgot who they were facing. Oh, it was the Bunny and Penelope Ford in that women's hardcore match, you know. So their history goes back a long way, and they were both with AEW throughout the pandemic, throughout the first year, you know, everything. So where they are on the card, they definitely have more than earned it. And I guess you could have a lot of story to tell between these two, you know. It's just, I kind of miss the alien gimmick a little bit, you know, because that was kind of a fun thing, and I like all the, you know, you get to include some alien stuff in there because you get great merch, you get great, you know, atmosphere, you know. That's one of the best things about wrestling is just the whole. Sometimes wrestlers bring a whole aura with them, you know. I understand like a grounded type thing, but when you have like big over the top characters, it's fun to get absorbed into their world. You know, when Undertaker comes out, you get absorbed into that world, you know. So I'm down to, you know, imagine if they did a show in Roswell, New Mexico with Chris Statlander, so like right outside Area 51, or, you know, in Vegas, you know, they got like that, they have her come in on a giant UFO or something like that. That would actually be pretty cool. That would be a sight, like the UFO could actually land in the ring and then she could come out of it, you know. I don't know, paper mache, plastic, it could be something really cool, you know.
Ooh, okay.
AW should shell out the cash for it. Tony, get on that. I know you got the cash for something like that. That should be in like the 50s of thousands.
All right, De Niro, break it down, brother.
It's funny because I legit was going to say the same thing that Matt said, right? I miss when Chris Statlander had more of the alien gimmick, the boop, the half face painted green. I always like that. But nonetheless, it's so good to see her back. Like I've been a fan of hers since she started in AEW, and she's been out for a while with you know, the injury bug. So I'm glad that she got this matchup in, and it's cool to see her back in the ring. She's going to play a strong part in that women's division, and I'm not mad at her being champion. So I thought this was a good match. Anna Jay, like Chris said, is always improving, so it's always good to see her in the ring as well. Good matchup. Played this part well.
And I don't know how new it is to Statlander. I don't know if it was a gimmick she was trying to get over before her last injury, but I think it's more than a woman is her angle, which I like. I think that's cool.
More than a woman.
That's
a song.
Yeah, man.
I believe so. I think you're right.
She should come out to that. No, she should not.
I mean, I think so. You know what's a good question? I don't know. What
she was doing the best friends thing, which was still kind of the alien gimmick before she left last time.
Yeah, but she was kind of fading it out after, right? And then she was just bringing this type of character right before she got injured. Right?
I think she was trying to. I think this is like, and it's like I think she had 1 or 2 matches trying this character out, which is not really a character. It's just less alien. You know, she talks.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, acknowledges in front of the crowd.
But you know what?
She's more Earthling now.
Yeah. But what do you? I like my thing though. I basically a question which you pretty much put down, Mike Callis. Like, do you prefer this character, or like how Matt mentioned, like, do you miss her alien? I mean, that's a good question there. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, I'll go right over first and I'll pass it to everybody here. For me, I kind of miss the alien because it kind of gives her that gimmick, you know, that we all fell in love with in the beginning of it. I kind of miss that more than this gimmick because unless she sells it out for, you know, for her to me get invested as her being the TBS, how the director mentioned, as long as she's healthy, being the TBS champion, be up there, be one of the tops in that, for that division, for that TBS title, then yes, then I could change my mind. But right now, I'm going mad on this one. I kind of like the Misty Alien part. I mean, I don't know.
Imagine if we were doing, because like they did it with the TNT title with the customized belts. Imagine if she had like a customized TBS belt where it's like all like robotic alien android stuff on it with like buttons and lights up and does all this crazy stuff, like a UFO space belt. That would be a cool merch seller. That'd be a cool collectible. I wouldn't mind owning that.
That would be pretty dope.
That's pretty dope. Hell yeah.
You click the side plays like beep boop boop beep beep boop boop.
Yeah. and she presses the side plate and it lights up. That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
I like that. I don't know. What do you think, director? What do you feel
about?
Do you miss the alien part, or do you like this character?
I agree. It wasn't really going to go that far. I don't think that you're going to be like rooting for it or shit. Like what other than like not speaking English and booping people, that's the only thing she had, was like she would boop someone in the middle of the match, which is kind of like the hands in the pocket for Orange Cassidy. And, he sort of went a little bit more serious, but still kind of incorporates that, but he's more on the serious side. So I think this is a logical step for her to be champion.
Okay. What about you, De Niro? Do you like the old alien one, or do you like this current one, or what's your investment on for selling?
For like character wise,
yeah.
I thought the alien was like a cool gimmick. I thought that it was a fun gimmick, but like Chris said, if you want to take her to the next level, if you want to make her a champion, if you want her to be taken seriously, then, you have to show more of the human being and not the gimmick of, oh, I'm an alien, or, Luchasaurus, I'm a dragon, or I'm a dinosaur, or whatever. Like, you need to show more of the actual person to be taken
seriously. He's a dragon. Come on. No, he's a dinosaur. My bad. Even though, Dino Whip, that's the finisher. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
He's a dinosaur, but JR constantly calls him a lizard. I don't know why.
Why does he do that?
Life will find a way.
This is why
life finds a way.
I'll find a way. So I love you guys. I've missed you guys. I'm glad we're back, man.
We missed you too, bro.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Now, yes, get it out of the way, because I really don't have much to say about shit. But of course, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Hook, Preston Vance, and Dralistico, of course, Rosy Nobles. Your assistant Jose was there. Look, shout out to Dralistico. He took a lot of pain. And hey, Preston Vance too, for that. Oh my God, when he got busted open, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro. And I think Hook too. They couldn't even tell. Well, they couldn't tell who was fucked up on that. Was it Taskplex?
You're right about that. I don't know who got fucked up. I think both of them did. You're right. You're a good call on that. But I think they both got fucked up, because I think we got one table broke, the other one didn't. That's what I'm like. What the? And then you could see that Hook. I think you could see that Preston would hit Hook's like belly, was like, "Hey, you're all right," and Hook was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he's moved back away quick. That good call on that. Good eye on that. And you're absolutely right, director. But can we see these guys going after the tag team titles? Hook and Jungle Boy, Jack Perry,
against FTR. That would be such a good match that they would have to lose.
All right.
Oh, you know what, man? I wouldn't hate them if they won that. That wouldn't be a career-ending loss for FTR. Like if they lost to the Guns, in my opinion, it would be like an earned win and like a valiant loss, in my opinion. I wouldn't actually hate that. It would be an upset, but then you would get a torch passed. But this isn't I don't see them as a long-term tag team. And Jungle Hook, shut the fuck. That's a fucking terrible name. Don't call it Jungle. What the fuck are you doing?
That's a horrible name, right?
JR type shit right there, man. Like I just don't like it. Like I want to. This has to be leading up to them fighting each other somehow. But I don't know if it's going to be like somebody turns on somebody, or Jungle Boy challenges for the FTW title, which would be cool. I'd like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Callis, go ahead.
I'll say when it comes to Hook, the strong silent type, it doesn't last forever, you know, like Goldberg, you know, guys of a few word, like Malenko, you know, like it can only go so far because it kind of limits like your amount of media and whatnot. So I mean, I'd like Hook to have some kind of catchphrase or whatever, you know, that he always says, like "I'll get him," or I don't know. You come up with something clever and cool, you know. And
Right.
as for Preston Vance, is he the first gringo white member of Los Ingobernables ever?
Like overall, even in Mexico, you're talking about too?
Yeah.
You know what? No, he's not the first one. No,
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who the hell was it. I have to go back and remember that. But I know he wasn't the first. He's here the first one in the United States, but not like outside of the United States.
No, there was what's his name in Ring of Honor, you know, African American.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
That never fit though for me. Like I always thought that was a weird like mix, like, trying to get cute with
He's like
Ingobernables,
hanging out
like-
with them. So he's a Los Ingobernables member, though. But I think Preston
Nicholas said no.
Yeah, Cage Mike. Yeah. So, but I think it's kind of cool. Preston Vance has a different coat of paint on him, and we're seeing like he's got the different side to him. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, Dralistico, I'd love to see more of him. The babyface tag team, Jungle Boy and Hook. I don't know if it's gonna last forever. I to be honest, I was more excited to see the heels, you know, in this match. Like I want to see more of them and more variety out of their arsenal and see them against more opponents. The baby faces, they got so many other things you could do with them right now. So that's once again, this is another case of we need different partners.
Right, there you go. De Niro, break it down, brother.
Yeah, this matchup was pretty physical. You know, there was a lot of blood. Like, I don't know if it looked like it was hardware too. Like Preston Vance was bleeding a lot. Like you could tell when it's a lot of blood when it's like that dark red and not just red.
Like neon blood.
Yeah. But really good match. Drew Listico is really talented, really athletic. I like him. Jungle Boy and Hook, I like them both individually. I think as a tag team, they're fun when it's like the occasional tag team, but I wouldn't want to see them be like a full-time tag team. I think Chris said it. I think the money's more in them going against each other down the line. But I don't know, like, what would the storyline be? Would one go heel? Would it just be like, you know, mutual friends just trying to see who's the better wrestler? And I also agree with Matt. Like, I want to see Hook gain more of that personality that ECW Taz had, you know, the real FTW Taz, where he was just pissed off and would call people out, call out people from other companies and just want to fight, you know. Hook is cool, but like the silent killer can only take you so far, you know what I mean? I do want to see more of that beat me if I can survive, beat me if you can survive if I let you mentality. Without saying that, don't steal your dad's catchphrase, bro. Be original. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Good call on that one for sure. Good call. All right, main event for Dynamite. Like I said, Dynamite was okay, but now I want to see what's the best. But
I might as well play Avril Lavigne's "I Don't Like Your Boyfriend." You know,
you gonna play that?
Yeah, I'll play. That's the theme song of this.
Or
match.
the original from the Raconteurs, or whoever did the original one.
Well, hey,
who was the original one?
Your boyfriend.
Yeah, the original one was from like the 70s. And
yeah,
I didn't know that was a cover.
Yeah,
it's not. She stole it and then went to court.
It's like minimal, like partly cover. But I gotta say, these two definitely should break it off. Like, come on.
But go ahead, break it down, man. Carlos, your thoughts about this main event.
It's like if this is a case of I'm. It's not you, it's me. Like I've seen enough of you two. Come on, you two should stop seeing each other. Jay White and Ricky Starks. Stop seeing each other. This is a boring matchup. It's a boring couple. They're not very. We've already had enough. We could do better things with other people. I've said on other episodes.
Yes,
if they do this one more time, I'm skipping the match altogether. Then again, I did not watch this, so
I know you're not happy how they're booking Jay White, are you? Tell us.
And Ricky, both of them. You got better guys to put. You've got better people to put against both of them. You know, way better guys to put against either of them with better stories. Put Ricky Starks against somebody else. Put Jay White against somebody else. You know, there's way better people you could put them up against. So let's keep it going.
Okay, all right, De Niro, go ahead, brother.
I disagree. I think this was a 5-star classic, and I want to see this continue on and on and on. Nah, I totally agree with Matt. Like we're done with this. Like, come on, I don't know how much longer. And you're botching the fucking, you know, the debut of the top free agent in Jay White with doing this. But I do feel, I know we're going to talk about Collision because it's what, in like, it's.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. It's next Saturday. It's next Saturday.
So we'll talk about Collision, and I think that with the matchup that was announced for Collision's main event, I think we're going to see a bit of a break off, and also with the Guns getting involved in this matchup, I feel like we're going to be getting Ricky Starks and a partner against the Gun Club. It's probably going to be, that's how you break it off. You know, you have Jay White and Juice Robinson go against FTR. You have Ricky Starks go against
FTR is such a utility backup plan. I'm kind of over it. What good guy needs some henchmen, and it's always FTR.
So
and I agree. That's why I do think that when CM Punk does return, they should go full force with this CM. What was the Punk CMFTR, whatever they were calling themselves, like when they were trio. Horrible fucking name.
I'm gonna I'll like Jay White versus CM Punk. That'll be really good.
I like Jay White and CM Punk too, but I really think that FTR and CM Punk as a trio would work, because when CM Punk was not in the company after the whole brawl out, Dax Harwood was one of the biggest advocates. What happened?
When things were good.
When things were good, right? What's called? Yeah, Dax and Cash were some of the biggest advocates for CM Punk and CM Punk coming back. And on Dax's podcast, he was constantly talking about how he's talking to Punk. Punk got the itch. I think that we need to get Punk back in AEW. I'm going to try and sit everybody down. And then when we knew CM Punk was having those meetings with Chris Jericho to settle some like animosity, FTR was a part of that too. So the only guy that FTR really pairs up well with right now would be CM Punk, since they are legit boys. But having, you know, Ricky Starks and FTR versus the Bullet Club just sounds stupid. That's why I would rather it be CM Punk and FTR versus the Bullet Club, and Ricky Starks could just start his own, you know, thing, or he could go into another feud.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right about that. Look, for me, and then we see the Gun Club showing up. I don't know if they're gonna be part of this Bullet Club, Gold and Black, with, you know, Juice Robinson and Jay White. I hope not. If so, I mean, good for Jay. I'll say good for them. They're gonna get exposure more, and they're gonna get booked better. To be honest, I hate to say that, but
maybe they might use the Magic Killer since Doc and
that is right.
And also, right, their team name is the Gun Club. You put bullets in guns, and they're both a club.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, Chris is like, I don't want to see that shit.
Imagine, like we see the gun. We could see the gun stun. We could see the Magic Killer. You know, because we don't have the Good Brothers right now. The Good Brothers are in WWE at the moment.
Yeah, they technically are under contract now, except for that little cool thing where they can go to Japan whenever they want to, which is really cool.
Yeah, because Hunter, unless Hunter is picking up the phone for Tony, is like, hey guys, you want to do something cool? Do you want to do something cool and send them to AW for Forbidden Door?
And Tony Khan would be like, I'm not taking this shit.
Click.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know about this. I don't know how everybody feels about this main event. I really didn't enjoy it. I don't know if whoever wants to take it over here one last time before we move on. Trash. Okay. What are you guys' thoughts of this main event? Anybody?
I don't know why this feud. Doesn't Ricky Stark have a clean win over both Jay White and Juice Robinson? Why is this going on?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
That's my only issue. It's like Jay White, you know, like he said, is being booked on Karrion Kross right now. Like, come on.
Oh, there you go. See? Nostradamus spoke right here, ladies and gentlemen. He's fucking speaking. All right, so there we go for Dynamite. Very quick before we end the show, we got to talk about it very quick. Let's talk about Tony Khan's announcement, of course, for AEW Collision coming to you next Saturday, June 17th, which is happening 8 o'clock Central. No, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, I guess 5 o'clock our time, Pacific Standard Time, for next Saturday. The announcement been made, CM Punk and FTR main eventing versus Samoa Joe and the Bullet Club, Jay White and Juice Robinson. So there the announcement is, courtesy of Tony Khan. And I know Tony Khan, I wish I could have got the video, but I couldn't get it on time because I don't want Tony Khan to give me shit. But yeah, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
Let's fucking go.
No, we're not gonna.
That's fucking bullshit.
Tony Khan, I know you're excited when you announced and CM Punk. You were happy. Back to you guys, right? That's what we're gonna do here to us. Guess what, Tony Khan? I'm gonna let these people talk about it because I'm gonna let my family talk about it before I'm gonna get my shit out of the way. Look, good for Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. They're in the main event. I just hope that CM Punk does not get this win, which I have a feeling he's in the pin, Jay White or Juice Robinson. I don't see Samoa Joe taking the pin. I have a bad feeling it's either the Bullet Club's going to take the pin. And it's going to be from CM Punk. I'll be surprised. I'm calling it right now. We're going to see that. And once we'll talk about that next week. I can't wait because I want to see. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, it hasn't even sold out. The tickets, his announcement. That's right, Pug. I've been saying it. Your bitch ass ain't how it used to be no more. You're losing me interest because I'm not interested in you. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm sorry, CM Punk. You can watch this, talk shit to me. I don't give a damn. I am giving you my opinion. Can't take you so serious anymore, CM Punk. You bitch too much. You whine too much. Just take it like a man. Be a professional wrestler, you like it or not. Jesus Christ. Who cares? You're not where you were 20 years ago. This is now for the new year, the new talent, the new generation. So enough is enough, CM Punk. It's time for a change. Rest in peace, of heart. But yes. Go ahead, Matt Callis. I know you're excited. Break it down. What are your thoughts of CM Punk's return?
So I kind of hope the fallout of this match is either a CM Punk Jay White feud, just them one-on-one, or maybe something might happen, like because CM Punk goes and FTR go over. Maybe Jay White and Samoa Joe get angry at each other. It's like, no, you cost me the match. No, you cost, and then I'd be cool with that too. So Jay White versus Samoa Joe or Jay White versus CM Punk, I'd be cool with. Juice Robinson versus Samoa Joe would kind of come off like, all due respect to Scott Hall, rest in peace, but it would kind of come off as like Stone Cold versus Scott Hall at WrestleMania. It's like Stone Cold's fighting the henchman instead of like Kevin Nash or one of the other guys. Because right now, Juice Robinson's kind of being booked like a henchman rather than like one of the other like main dudes. I would have wanted to see like the flamboyant Juice Robinson versus Samoa Joe, or the flamboyant Juice Robinson versus CM Punk. I think that would have been cool because if I got to see, but right now he's like the rock hard persona. Like for those of you who aren't familiar with Juice Robinson's work in Japan, he had like the pirate hat and the Japanese music with the China
colors.
Yeah, all the colors. Yeah. Like babyface Juice Robinson was amazing. And then he also did the Blues Brothers thing too during the pandemic. Like he had with everybody doing the clap in their hands. He was probably during pandemic era New Japan. He was probably one of the funnest wrestlers to watch with the clapping and the tie, the whole Blues Brothers gimmick. Like either of those, I would have been cool with him seeing against Joe or Punk. But he needs to do something with this gimmick to get everybody excited because I want to see colors. I want to see fun. You know, he was good on promos. He was good with the moves in ring. I liked it all. But right now, I don't like this version of Juice Robinson. So like I want to see some other flavors. You know, it's like they took your favorite dish and they made it more bland. You know,
I like that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's a good analogy.
Good or not. This is why he is the Invisible Hand of podcast. That's right. De Niro, take it away, brother.
I'm I know I joke a lot and say like the opposite of shit, right? But I actually am really excited for this. Like, I really am excited, and I'll tell you why, right?
I'm excited too. I'm excited too.
Yeah. First of all, just like Brian Cook said, right? And I was
Shout out
going
to
to bring
Brian
that
Cook,
up.
by the way.
Word, shout out Brian Cook. Happy belated birthday. I saw it was your birthday a couple weeks ago.
Happy belated birthday,
Right?
Brian Cook.
I personally also remember watching wrestling on Saturdays growing up. I remember I would stay up and watch wrestling with my father on Mondays and during the week, but we would always bond on WCW Saturday night, right? We would always watch WCW Saturday night. We would watch what was the other show? Velocity, when Velocity was around. Or whatever.
Right before Saturday Night Live and Mad
Yep,
TV.
exactly. And I always just remember watching that, and I feel like having a 2-hour show on Saturdays that actually matters too, because you're gonna have a lot of stars on it. It's a nice homage to that, and I think that it's something cool that I grew up with that we haven't seen in many years. The last wrestling show that was like a big show on Saturdays is when TNA first came to Spike. They were on Saturday nights at like 11 o'clock, right? So really cool to see that. My favorite matchup in Ring of Honor of all time was CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, and then they never touched since. They had a little trilogy, and then they never had a matchup after that. So CM Punk and Samoa Joe in this matchup to me means a lot. You know what I mean? I really like that as well. Besides that, that's the only reason. Like I'm really excited for those two reasons. I think that Collision's gonna be awesome. I like the the little play on the WCW Nitro look, and I heard that it's going to be more than just the logo. I heard that they're going to like have a a WCW Nitro-esque stage, and you know what they need to bring back? They need to bring back the little flames on the outside.
Thank you for not saying Nitro Girls. I would have quit this podcast if you said Nitro Girls.
Not the Nitro Girls. We don't need the AEW Collision Girls.
I'll say this: if it wasn't for the Nitro Girls, what's his name?
We wouldn't have Queen Charmel.
George Clooney wouldn't have had his second to last wife. He wouldn't have had Stacy.
No, she wasn't a Nitro Girl. She was.
Oh, you would have Sean too either to be married.
Sean had Kimberly, which I know, but
no, she was Miss Hancock.
Miss Hancock. Yeah,
but I'll tell you what, though, auditioned for it. I think she auditioned to be a Nitro Girl, Stacy Keibler. Well, George Clooney would have been the only man.
But you guys remember the on the outside on Nitro? They had like the little flames on the padding. Bring that shit back. That shit was cool. I like that. But all I know is like I'm excited for Collision. I like that there's going to be a different direction with Collision than there is with Dynamite because you have different writers. CM Punk is going to have a lot more creative control, which I don't think he deserves.
No.
Ace Steel is going to be writing on Collision, and also Brian Danielson is going to be a big creative hand in Collision. So I would like to see what the direction is and how it differs from Dynamite, but I'm excited to at least give it a shot for sure.
Let's hear those phenomenal. Let's hear the director. What do you got to say about Collisions here, right? What are your thoughts, CM Punk return?
I don't like that there's no storyline going into this match. Like, you just have like 3 rando bad guys and former trios team, sort of Ring of Honor, best of Ring of Honor kind of thing. But they are all sort of fan familiars. And I guess the best they could do for a main event, obviously putting Phil in there makes sense if it's going to be a new show customized just to keep him away from people that matter. And I'm curious to see what this new direction is. I want to feel the vibe before I have a decision about the show itself.
All right. Well, I cannot wait for next Sunday for us to talk about that when we come back.
I do want to say one last thing. Like, I guess regarding Collision in general, it's a really good show for those that have work Monday through Friday, and you probably are so tired when you get home you don't have time to watch anything. So if you got the day off on Saturday, everybody who's got the day off, it'll be good catered towards that crowd for the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday people. And then as for storytelling, I'd say Jay White and CM Punk would be the best 2 storytellers to come out of this. Like all the love to Samoa Joe, but the depth that you could get out of those two, if we pull the trigger on the feud between those two, this could be one of the top feuds of all time. Let's just hope it doesn't get too real.
I know, right? Because then I don't want that. Because look, dude, this is what I'm afraid of.
Keep it kayfabe, guys. Keep it kayfabe.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for breaking it down. But still, besides that, I don't want to see fucking Jay White losing this fucking piece of shit. Which we are going to see it. I hate to say that. I need Jay White to get booked how he was in New Japan. That's what I want, Tony Khan. Need you to book Jay White how he was. Give him the fashion that he deserves to have in Bullet Club. You want Bullet Club really, really good, especially for Forbidden Door. Have your AEW Bullet Club versus New Japan Bullet Club. That's what you want to do right here. That's what I would do, because I would not have him in Punk at all, not even for Forbidden Door. Fuck that. I don't want Jay White. Look, I don't mind Robinson taking a pin. I don't give a damn. It is what it is. But I do not want Jay White to take this pin. I know Joe. Look, they're protecting Joe because he's your Ring of Honor television champion, and he's your number one guy in Ring of Honor right now, as he is. Whether we like it or not, he is the guy number one right now. And not only that, mind you, this guy's gonna come out with Twisted Metal on July 27th. You gotta put him over too at the same time. So you cannot do that to him. So I mean, I don't know. Am I excited?
What do you guys think if Samoa Joe joins Bullet Club?
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind that either, to be honest.
That'd be pretty sick. That would make Bullet Club gold and black more legitimate.
I mean, and Clark, and Devin, to answer your question, I think as of right now he is, because how De Niro mentioned, Ace Steel is not part of the writing team. He's not gonna be there on the stage. He's not gonna be behind stage. That's where CM Punk is mad at. He's gonna be working on the computer and sending it to Tony Khan. Here, this is what you write, along with Daniel Bryanson. And look at what Brian had to say. Please book Jay White, Juice Robinson, book him like they were. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for calling it out. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Totally, absolutely agreed. And last topic before we can end the show quickly. Just want to talk about it. Let's get the fuck out of the way, because a lot of rumors right here are right below, right next to the director and Matt Callis. We already got the 2 matches already confirmed. Daniel Bryanson versus Kazuchika Okada, Forbidden Door. It's booked. This is Dominion, when, of course, Bryan called out Okada. Of course, the IWGP World Championship on the line. Of course, the New Japan, Kenny Omega versus the winner who defeated Lance Armstrong at Dominion. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. We're going to get it here in Canada. We're going to get that. That's happening on June 25th. And the matches are being announced that are rumoring your window that they want to book. CM Punk versus Kenta. They want to book that. And Mercedes Moné. They want to book her. They're in the talks to her. And they want her to face Saraya. Now, this is where I have to ask my peoples, my familia right here, and especially Mr. Nardo. I'm going to save you best for last, baby, because I want to hear what the hell you got to say. I'm going to start off with De Niro here. De Niro, what are your thoughts on these matches by far announced? And would you book Punk, Kenta, and would you book Moné and Saraya, or where would you book Moné to have this match? And where would you book Punk if you don't want Punk and Kenta? Break it down for us, bro.
Punk and Kenta makes sense because Punk stole Kenta's GTS, right? We all know that.
Very, very true.
Kenta has been very mad about that for many years and been calling out CM Punk ever since. Kenta, every time CM Punk has appeared anywhere, Kenta been calling him out, right? So long overdue. I'm with it. If Kenta versus Punk does not get booked, I would like to see CM Punk versus Tanahashi, since I was very excited for Tanahashi versus Punk last year, but then Punk got injured. So I would like to see that. But who knows what's going to happen. If it's Punk and Kenta, I think that's long overdue. The 2 matches that are officially confirmed, they could be the only 2 matches on the show, and I would pay $50 for this shit easily. Because Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega had a absolute classic at Wrestle Kingdom. And I know that this matchup with the atmosphere of the crowd was in Canada.
Yeah, last year was last year in Canada? I don't remember, guys.
No. Last year was in Chicago. This year, I believe, it's in Canada.
Yeah, it's in Canada.
All right, yeah, that crowd is going to be insane. The atmosphere is going to be nuts. I think that matchup alone is going to be awesome. But Bryan Danielson versus Okada, that's a fucking dream match. That's a matchup that I used to play all the time in 2K when first person I always created was Okada, right? Okada and Daniel Bryan was my fucking dream match, and I'm so hyped that this match is actually happening. When Bryan Danielson left for AEW, and he said that he would like to work with New Japan Pro Wrestling, this is the first match I thought of him doing, him versus Okada. I'm so glad that this matchup is official and it's booked. Right now, like I said, you don't even have to have anything else on the show. Those 2 matches alone is worth the price of this show. But if you add CM Punk and Kenta, That's going to be a good matchup. But if you had Saraya versus Mercedes Moné, bro, this might be the show of the year. Like that is going to be a huge match. And you have history because if you guys want to take it all the way back, the person who injured Paige and Paige was not going to fucking,
I don't need to speak at all. Get me. He's covering all of my points.
No, you're gonna speak.
I'm done. No, I'm just gonna say everything he's already said. I'm just gonna say.
I'll cut it there.
No, I'm done because you're done. Copy and paste. Copy, pop.
No, come on. So, we gotta get us to dominate.
That's it. That's literally it. This is a revenge match for Saraya and Monet, especially because Monet's coming off.
Okay, but what about Punk and Kenta? Which do you agree?
I don't really care about Phil right now, so that match would probably be okay. But Monet coming off of that fucking devastating loss to Nightingale, right? Like she lost her belt to her.
Oh, yeah. The New Japan won in the States, right?
Yeah, didn't Monet just
lose injured in the match with Nightingale, right?
Oh,
yeah,
Nightingale she got injured.
Won that match.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that was wild. But yeah, this is a revenge match. This is you almost ended my career for the second time match for sure. I would love to see this. Absolutely.
Yes, Dragon versus
and Okada and Brando Danielson for sure is the main event or should be the main event.
It should be the main event, but we don't know as of yet.
Or I mean, obviously Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay too. We saw what happened at Wrestle Kingdom, the first.
I believe you're right. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably going to go 1-1 and have a third at some point later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Solid.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do Okada match and then the Kenny match, yeah, fucking barn burner for sure.
I love how Chris. I don't care about Phil right now. I just love it. I fucking love it. This is why I love the director because he fucking called it right on point. But, I'm gonna have to play this for you, director, because you are.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
The GOAT. That's why the director's the GOAT. Best for last, the invisible hand. Go ahead. I know you're excited. Go ahead. Break it down. Matt Callis.
I think we're long overdue, guys.
Uh-oh. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Uh-oh.
Right, here's the baseball.
Ready? You want me to play it?
I had this glove ready the whole time.
You want me to play it? All right, here we go. Ball. Go ahead.
Pow! You got that one. Willie Mays Hayes. For you, Chris. Willie Mays Hayes.
Nice fucking catch.
No, so you know when you get an invitation to a wedding, you usually get like a +1 or certain events. Oh, I got a +1. I'm gonna +1 2 of these predicted matches. So my +1 to Phil and Kenta, I guess you could add Tanahashi to this mix to make it a triple threat because we were so we could get both of those things out of the way because the GTS thing with him and Kenta and the match we were supposed to see with him and Tanahashi before Phil broke a nail. And okay, so Mercedes Moné and Paige, okay, you could have just them, but I mean, if you want something that's like uniquely from Japan that you could only get in Japan, then we definitely have to get Mayu Iwatani in this picture because she's the one who took the title off of Mercedes Moné. And let's put the title on the line so Saraya could possibly get it because she's a big part of that history. She's got a lot of respect for Joshi wrestling. So let's put Mayu in the match and let's put the title on the line. Triple threat, Moné and Saraya. So +1 to both of these. +1 to both of them, more or less. And I know they're going to have to do something about MJF and Sonata. Like, I don't know if they want to do title for title or if they want to put them against like whoever you guys want to put Sonata or MJF against. Because the champs, because MJF was going through that whole, I don't know, work shoot. I don't know if it was real or not, whatever was going on during the time of the last Forbidden Door. He was not there. He was there. He's going to have to be a part of this, especially since he's the champion. So I mean, he's got to face somebody, and then Sonata's got to face somebody. He's got the championship right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get Sonata involved somehow, some way. We'll see how they do it.
And how's MJF gonna get involved? So we got to think of
should be Sonata and MJF. If that's the case.
Yeah, I guess title for title.
Well, obviously, company representing company. I would say, man.
Yeah, okay, non-title.
I don't see MJF winning the New Japan title. I don't see.
Or on. I got another. Let me throw another one at you guys.
Oh, here we go. Another one. Here we go.
So the first match at Forbidden Door could be non-title, but we could do title for title at All In. That's another. It's like it's already the tickets for All In already outsold, but let's have so many people ordering pay-per-views that it would be like the highest selling of all time. So let's get a big one like that, because you could already build it up at Forbidden Door and then have everybody talking about it by All In.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, title for title. So whoever wins is gonna be, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be a big game changer. Whoever's gonna hold both. So that's another thing you could do is like, and I think the contentiousness of it, like, oh, I don't want the AEW title to go to Japan, or I don't want the New Japan title to the IWGP World Heavyweight title to go to the USA. Like, all the people that are gonna be, team one side or the other. I get Sonata sort of I guess maybe he's like a tweener heel kind of right now, but I guess in this situation against MJF, it would make him a baby face.
I agree with that 100%.
MJF like right now at this time in the universe, in this dimension, in this year of our Lord, he should be, he should be a baby face at this moment, because it doesn't really seem to fit. It's like he hasn't grown into he hasn't found his voice as a baby face yet.
No, he has not. He has.
Yeah. He has to. He needs to go to Babyface Class 101. Maybe.
Oh fuck yeah! He used to go with Director Class 101, baby. Go with Director, baby, Matt Callis, because De Niro, because they will teach your ass how to be fucking face and heels here, ladies and gentlemen. These men know how to do it, especially for former professional right here, the director himself, baby.
And he also, like Danielson and Paul White, they're good at turning very seamlessly. They know how to turn in. They don't have to do a big thing to turn face or heel. They just have to like say certain things, just to flip over. Some of them, like Paul White, made it easy to turn, and then Bryan Danielson only said mentioned WrestleMania and pissed everybody off, and it was that easy. It was like that, like he's that good at it. So MJF, like, I don't know, MJF has to like, oh yeah, I love, like, he's in Dallas, man, Cowboys, man. Cowboys, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah.
Love that. And then next week's Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, of course, it's right there next week, as we're booked. Blackpool Combat Club versus Hangman Bucks. Of course, Mogul Embassy, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Sting, and Keith Lee. You have Wardlow versus Jake Hager, which I'm interested in that match. And of course, we saw what happened on Rampage, which we're not going to talk about it. Of course, Sky Blue won that fatal four women matchup between Britt Baker and Nyla Rose, and I forgot who was the other girl. But yeah, it looks like she got the title shot versus Toni Storm. And then we got the AEW World Championship. We have MJF defending the title versus Adam Cole, baby. And so we're going to be seeing that. I don't know if everybody's excited for it. I'm not much. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see. But thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in here. We're back in action. We'll see you guys next week. We'll talk about it next Sunday about Dynamite, of course, WWE, what's going on around the world of professional wrestling, and of course, the Collision. We'll give you guys our thoughts about it. What we thought about CM Punk's return, how the crowd reacted. Don't forget as well, subscribe to everybody here. Follow us on the Circle Debate, and follow everybody here on social media on their Instagram. Of course, you can follow De Niro right there on the Wrestling DeLorean. So, of course, Circle Debate, you can follow all of us because that's where everybody has access. Of course, you can follow the director, Chris Kennedy, the card, baby, right there, baby, and Mr. MGC_ONK. Follow everybody here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We're back in action. Before we go, of course, some Brian Cook saying, Tony's guys, hopefully it will be a sleeper gym the other night. Plus, I would love to see Keith Lee and Jeff Cobb at Forbidden Door. Good call on that, Brian Cook. Maybe so. But, man, once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. We'll be back next week. Of course, De Niro will be back in action, of course, here on Mondays for Raw Dog for De Niro, of course. You can follow him on the Bloodline Entertainment Network as well. And follow us as Bloodline Entertainment as well. And also, the MMA podcast, of course, as is happening right now as we speak before the card begins. UFC 289, Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana. That's happening today. And the recap, of course, the host and director will be giving the recap on that. And, of course, there he is, Matt Callis, Don Callis himself. And, of course, man, we want to thank everybody. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for the return. Thank you, everybody, for wishing me well. I want to thank my family here for creating what they did on the IG, director who mainly, began with all of this. Thank you, director. I love you, man. And I love you, Matt. I love you, De Niro.
Of course, we're glad you're back. We're glad you're talking, you're healing, you're walking. You got anything we should know? Do you have to go? Are you cleared? Are you walking without a cane? I don't know
I'm walking without a cane. I am clear.
Oh.
I'm still going to analysis.
I'm so happy.
Sure
and
that
welcome back.
Hell yeah. All that matters, man. The show was not the same. We didn't even run the show without you. I could not bring myself to do it. So we're glad you came back.
I'm glad that we're all together again. I miss my family, and hopefully Forbidden Door, because we will be hopefully here either a director's place or my place to watch that. Hopefully so, and we might have dinner fly from New York to LA for that weekend. So we might have us four coming together. Might do a show before. Who knows? Maybe I'm excited. I'm gonna go. I had to play it. Play it. Damn it, Eddie. Where are you, Eddie? I had to play it. Let's play that because yes, it'd be awesome to have Nero here in California with us, with Matt, director, and myself, because it'll be awesome. We could finally get reunited in person and just everything overall. And I know director is gonna be more, and Matt Cal is more excited to finally have you here. Our director would say he calls everybody DeLorean.
I only do it when I'm casually talking to people, because I like brevity. I don't like to have a lot of syllables when I'm speaking. So I'll just be like, I gotta go do a podcast with Dello. That's it.
Yeah, I like it.
Because if I just go DeLorean or De Niro, that's like 3 extra syllables, and I'm fucking lazy.
I like it.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week. We'll be back next Wednesday, MMA. Of course, a recap of UFC 289. And also, we'll be back next Sunday. Back to Sunday, because we got to talk about collisions happening Saturday. We're not going to do it on this Saturday. We'll do it Sunday, talk about Dynamite. Of course, we saw everything else going around a world of professional wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, the host of TV is what I would see. Of course, would have been my brother, been Mike De Niro, of course, Wrestling DeLorean podcast. And, of course, my familia right here, The Invisible Hannah podcasting, Matt Cassidy's wearing gloves for everything else, of course. And the director, the Nostradamus, Nostradamus, the man who calls everything.
And spoilers. They're both.
They're both, bro. The fortune teller.
You are both. You are both for sure. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Just a fact, Jack.
It is a fact. Yes, Tony Khan. You're bullshit, Tony Khan, because right here, the director, you want to hit him up because he'll book shit better than call him. But ladies and gentlemen, of course you already know.
Chris, real quickly, what are the winning lotto numbers?
Hey. What is it? Hold on, let me write it down. What is it again?
3.
Okay, 3.
Yes, 3. I got it. I'm gonna win.
We gotta win. Well,
where are they in New York though?
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. I got it. I got it from New York. You grew up in New York?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay, we gotta get Chris in before we go.
Hold on. I got a reference for you.
I'm waiting for you. It's all good.
Okay. Mike, you grew up in New York?
Yeah.
It's Yolanda Vega with your New York.
Wow. You actually know about this.
Hey.
My mom used to make fun of Yolanda Vega all the time.
Yolanda Vega. I knew it, dude. I've been waiting to drop that reference somewhere, and that was perfect. Tell your mom I said what's up. Tell her I made a fucking Yolanda Vega reference.
I definitely will.
All right, you already know your Circle of the Debate podcast, ladies and gentlemen. You know De Niro, the Invisible Man, Matt Callis, and Nostradamus, the director with himself, Chris Kennedy. We don't just podcast. What do we do, Matt Callis?
We don't just make podcasts. We make history, and we predict it too.
Especially this man down here below me. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your weekend.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night.
Oh my God, it's so great.